Max Verstappen lines up on pole position then for the Mexico City Grand Prix. Alongside him on the front row is George Russell. But there's 400,000 people here all chanting one name, Checo. Can Sergio Perez become a hometown hero? 71 laps ahead of us. This is going to be a fantastic Mexico City Grand Prix. Formula One travels away from the United States and down to Mexico City at the Autódromo Hermanos Rodriguez for the Grand Prix of Mexico. Just 3 races remain then in the Formula One calendar this season as well. The fantastic Mexico City Grand Prix, followed then as well by Sao Paulo, which is now not the Brazilian Grand Prix but the Sao Paulo Grand Prix, where we will have the last sprint race of the season. And then finally we'll all wrap up in just a few weeks' time now at the Yas Marina circuit in Abu Dhabi. In terms of the Drivers' Championship, Max Verstappen, already the world champion on 391 points, Charles Leclerc has 267, Sergio Perez on 265, George Russell in 4th, just ahead then of Carlos Sainz, who rounds out the top 5. Lewis Hamilton still hasn't broken the 200-point barrier. Lando Norris is now comfortably clear of Esteban Ocon, who is ahead of his teammate Fernando Alonso. The battle for 10th between Bottas and Vettel. On the second half of the table, Daniel Ricciardo has 29 points. He's clear by 3 to Kevin Magnussen, who's 3 clear as well of Pierre Gasly. Lance Stroll has 13 points, same as Yuki Tsunoda. Mick Schumacher is on 12. 6 behind him is Zhou Guanyu. Alexander Albon's on 4. Nicholas Latifi and Nick de Vries are on 2 points each. And Nico Hülkenberg debuted for 2 races at the start of the year. He's still on 0. So on to the Constructors' Championship, and Red Bull Racing are the Constructors' Champions for the first time since 2013. Now the battle is between Ferrari and Mercedes. Just 50 points separate them in the Constructors' Championship. Alpine have 4th ahead of McLaren in 5th. They've swapped over places once again. Alfa Romeo 6th ahead of Aston Martin. Haas, AlphaTauri on 36 points as well. That battle for 6th position really blowing up, with Williams still now on 8 points. It's race time here at the Autódromo Hermanos Rodriguez for the 2022 Mexico City Grand Prix.
Okay, here's my logic. You've got 2 minutes left. The best you've got to hope for is getting one single warm-up lap, and then since it's now 2 minutes to go, you're just going to get one possible increase in time, which honestly I don't think is going to happen. You may as well just stay in, keep your tyres and try not to wear them out.
There's Schumacher's lap time getting deleted then as well, so getting a little bit on tap. And now we've got Schumacher, Magnussen, and that's a fast lap. Is that from Gasly? Now Gasly came out at the same time, so...
Did you see that?
Yeah, yellow sector 2. Is that, yeah, permanent yellow sector 2. It's gone green now.
10 and 11.
It was sector 2.
10 and 11. That's Hamilton's gone through there.
Yeah.
So has Lewis gone wide somewhere?
I think possibly.
Well, Gasly's got a lap time coming through then as well to really start pushing it through up towards turn number 1. 871 metres from the activation of DRS towards the braking zone. Hard on the brakes as well. Back down into second gear. Control the wheel spin as you rev up the back. Up towards third gear. Slide out the corners in 4th and then head down with a second DRS zone towards turn 4. Now, Tsunoda's as well has come through. Oh, for God's sake. Tsunoda coming through with 15th fastest to the moment of the drop zone as well. 45 seconds to go of the first part of qualifying for the 2022 Mexico City Grand Prix. Verstappen's on top, Leclerc 2nd, Bottas 3rd, Hamilton 4th, Sainz is 5th, Perez 6th, Russell 7th, Ocon 8th, and 9th for Alonso and 10th for Magnussen as they come through, controlling the accelerator and controlling the pace. And fingers crossed, Megan, as well, they're going to have, hopefully, a completely different session coming up shortly.
Hopefully, but I can tell you 2 people who are out now. Schumacher and Latifi.
Yeah, they're not going to improve on their lap times with 13 seconds left. Schumacher's poor in the 2 sectors. He's saying he's up, but I don't believe it, to be fair, as they continue pushing. Out of the last corner, Norris goes into 7th position. 1:19.857 across the line, then comes Gasly. Is he quicker? Only 12th. That's not Exactly brilliant. As the checker flag comes out, Ricciardo's at risk. Schumacher just makes it through with 14th position. Here comes Alexander Albon next across the line. That would be Schumacher and Magnussen. Schumacher goes 14th. Magnussen goes 13th. Albon stays 18th. He's out of qualifying. Ricciardo just does make it through. Zhou's at risk now as well. Schumacher's taking the flag. Albon and Latifi are out. So both Williamses are out of this qualifying session.
Good luck for Vettel.
And look at Hamilton. And Vettel doesn't make it. Exactly the same time as
Okay,
Mick
what the
Schumacher.
hell?
To the nearest thousandth of a second.
Did anyone else?
It's unbelievable. Cross the line.
Lewis.
Stroll. And look at Lewis. Lewis goes top. Hamilton at 1:19.169. Hamilton tops and qualifying for the first time this year. Russell currently manages 6th position. Schumacher and Vettel exactly the same time, but Schumacher gets through because he set the time first. Vettel eliminated despite making exactly the same time as Schumacher. And here comes
Zhou's coming through.
14th. Out goes Schumacher. Wow! So they both get eliminated. Magnussen stays through. Zhou goes through. So in the first part of qualifying, here at the Mexico City Grand Prix, Schumacher is out, Vettel's out, Stroll's out, Albon and Latifi. What a session that was! 1 minute to go in qualifying 2. That whistling is the turbo recharge of Carlos Sainz's car, who is currently down in 9th position on the risk of being in the drop zone. In the drop zone, though, it's Ricciardo, Tsunoda, Zhou, Gasly and Magnussen coming through as well.
I'll write down the joke I just thought to you because I can't say it on there.
37 seconds left. Sainz is on an actual push lap. Oh, Megan, we have to wait for that. Sainz is down by 10th. I don't think this is going to be a good enough run. This might put Sainz out. Verstappen goes 3rd with 25 seconds to go. A 1:18.566. 14 thousandths of a second off the pace. The top 3 separated by 14 thousandths of a second. Sainz crosses that 8 thousandths of a second away. The top 4 are separated by 14 thousandths. The top 5 are separated by 63 thousandths of a second. Magnussen crosses the line. He's out of qualifying as the checker flag flies now. Zhou's out of qualifying. He's out of it too. So Zhou, Magnussen already done. Gasly's out the last corner now. Norris takes the line. He goes 9th. Perez might just be safe in 5th. And Gasly's out of qualifying too. So that's left Tsunoda and Magnussen. What about Ricciardo as well? Here comes Tsunoda out of the last corner down to the line. Can he get through to qualifying 3? No. No one's finding time.
Ooh.
What about Ricciardo? Alonso doesn't find time. Alonso's at risk. Here comes Ricciardo.
Who's that? Going into 10th?
They're all out. It's Ricciardo. Alonso stays 10th. Ricciardo's out. That's it. It's all over. No one can move. Zhou's already done a lap time, so's Magnussen. Nobody improved on that second run.
Still.
Well, that's
Hamilton topping again.
Yeah, Hamilton tops Q2 as well, on a course here as well. So this is unbelievable. Tom joins the com box now. But honestly, if anybody's got any clue what's happening in this session, you can join me. Let's have a look at Russell into turn 1 first of all. Brakes, locks up on the front, and that's why his lap time was down, but he was 3rd anyway. So in the second part of qualifying, in the drop zone, it's Ricciardo, Zhou, Tsunoda, Gasly and Magnussen. Green light is on, and away we go for the final part of qualifying. 12 minutes, 10 drivers, winner takes pole. The Mexican fans only want to see one name on top, that being Sergio Perez. In that previous session, he was 5th fastest, 63 thousandths off of Hamilton's time as well. Leclerc was the only top 3 team to be out of it, starting 8th if that was the grid. It's looking insane, Megan.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like Leclerc is going to get the pole, no matter how much he might want it. Though, also I saw his eyes kind of tearing up because I think they've either got cold in them or that UV light was annoying him.
There's a lot of UV lights around there as well, Tom. This session looking good. The Mexican fans have bolted their way into the circuit. They're cheering Checo as he goes around the first sector. This is going to be a 12 minutes, possibly the best session of the year.
Yes, it has all the making for it. I don't know about you, but it just feels like there's a sense that something is going to happen here, whether it's going to be a Lewis Hamilton pole position, a Sergio Perez pole position, or even a Mercedes 5-6 that would be the ultimate anticlimax. But I think something's going to happen here.
And Josh as well. We've seen throughout the entire session as well. Mistakes can happen. A little bit of a yellow flag every now and then. Lap times getting deleted. They're going to have to be pitch perfect on 2 different runs. That's all they've got time to do is 2 laps in this qualifying session.
Yeah, it really is. Perez will be the first to set a lap time, followed by
Russell will be the
Sainz,
last.
But, as you can see, it's very interesting, and there might be something wrong with the timescale.
Perez just being said tyres are still in negative delta, so they're not exactly that hot. Needs to heat them up a lot more. He's come out the last corner though. Sainz is with him, Leclerc, Norris, Ocon, Verstappen, Bottas, Hamilton and Russell, and then that is the running order as they hurtle down. Qualifying is go. 10 minutes then. Perez heads down. 871 metres of DRS zone as well before the braking zone. Can he find any time? No lockups needed. Needs to be pitch perfect as well. And I think, Megan, he's doing it absolutely perfectly. No slide of the controls. Perfect in the first sector.
It looks to be, yeah, as long as he stays away from those curbs in the second sector, we should be fine.
Yeah, those 7 and 8, Tom, that we saw Leclerc spin and Verstappen spin in the morning session. It's a 27.613 first sector time for Perez. It's looking strong here as well.
He's going purple, which is obviously expected, but the encouraging thing is that Sainz and Leclerc are unable to match him at the moment, heading through sector 2, and I think you can probably hear just behind me this Mexican crowd as they know that their man is on a storming lap.
Slight wiggle through the exit, the chicane. That was exactly what you were on about, Megan, as well. Don't make mistakes as well. Listen to that, the Foro Sol Stadium absolutely erupting. Perez is going to take provisional pole position, but Verstappen's done a 27.525 in the first sector. Across the line we go. Sergio Perez, is he quicker? Yes, of course, it's a 1:18.153. Mexico erupts, but for how long? Here comes Carlos Sainz across the line. 1:18.351. He's not good enough. What about Charles Leclerc across the line? Leclerc's not good enough. 1:18.816. At the moment, it's Perez's and Verstappen's down in the middle sector. Norris goes fourth. Hamilton and Russell now improving, Meg. This is looking good.
I really don't know what to think. Hamilton does a purple sector 2 with a 30-second.1.
Verstappen, look at Max, trying to cut across you, Max. It's gone in purple in the mini sector as well. And goes purple sector 3. It's a 1:17.947. And that was insane. Here comes Hamilton. Bottas surprising everyone again with fourth. Hamilton, second, 1:18.094. What was that, Tom? Ooh.
Russell, purple middle sector, heading through the final corner now. George Russell, he goes up to second.
1:18.079. Russell stays second. It's a Red Bull Mercedes
Hamilton
front row.
third.
Hamilton's shot down to third. Well, that was a dramatic first run. Alonso hasn't even said his lap time yet. Alonso's following Perez.
Right, it really is
Well,
Alonso's
Hamilton's
world,
lap
and we're
time's
just
been
living in
deleted.
it, isn't it?
Oh, Hamilton's lap time has been deleted. Sorry, Tom. Sorry, mate. You're right. Josh, what's happened? Have you seen anything on your monitor?
Positive on the brakes on the way.
Nothing yet.
Oh, it has gone. Why?
17.9.
Sainz is in trouble too. Oh, that's his wiggle through the middle sector, Tom. Nothing bad there. We've seen that all weekend.
Yeah, no, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, you could argue that his all 4 wheels were off at the white line, but I don't think he gained a lasting advantage from it. And I mean, when the curb spits out the car like that, it'd be a bit unfair to further penalise. You know, he hasn't gained any time, so I think he'll get away with that. There's a further on board with Carlos Sainz. Really scruffy lap, actually.
Yeah.
It's his Carlos Sainz, isn't it? We're still on board.
Yes, yeah.
How did he get fourth?
It is really scruffy.
That's that Ferrari's not looking happy. And yeah, Lewis Hamilton. Turn 3, lap
Turn
16.
3,
yeah, let's hear from him.
Drivability issues, mate. Power dropping out. Okay, copy. We'll have a look.
So Hamilton's got drivability issues. He hasn't got the power.
Can you last 6 minutes?
Well, obviously not. Well, for Lewis Hamilton as well, the car seems to have peaked too early in the previous sessions.
Power dropping out.
It's very unusual for Lewis Hamilton to have performance issues, Tom.
Yes, and hello, by the way, in the YouTube chat to Hump and Dink. You know what? I'm going to back out of that name because
That's
I'm
what we
not too
always
sure
say.
what's going on with that one. But I hope Russell will get a win this week. I hope so too. As watching the replay of Hamilton, by the way, all over the curves at turn 3, you can't have any complaints about that. That was basically as clear corner cut as you would like. But also hello to Deborah Priestley, who says a victory for Russell would be really great to see as well. Also hoping for a Hamilton and Perez front row. Alonso goes into 7th, but I think we're all hoping for a Perez front row.
I've never seen you throw the peace signs in your entire
Churchill.
life. Okay, thanks, Max. I was
I
wondering,
have.
what the hell you were doing. I looked down at one bit and then you've suddenly gone Churchill. Alonso does go 7th, but Hamilton then drops to 10th with no time. So 118.
I was talking about Churchill before I even knew who he was.
Okay, so first round, you are P1 by just over a 10th to Russell.
That's Verstappen.
Hamilton was a 10th and a half slower, but he has lost that lap time.
Oh, as Lando. Oh, Alonso hitting the curbs to the far sole and
18.3 and 18.8.
running up a little bit there and almost crashing at the exit as well.
One more click. Okay, understood.
Okay, so
sectors, you are purple in 1 and 3. We're lacking a 10th to Russell in sector 2.
okay, so that was a radio then from Verstappen, lacking where he's lacking the 10ths as well, and what you want done to the car. And Josh, have you got the official thing then for Hamilton's lap time deletion? You've got it in full, and he flashed up for us what turn it was.
Yeah, it was a 1 minute 18.094 was deleted from track limits at turn 3, lap 16, time was 15:51, 11 local.
So that was the previous lap then, Tom. Do you think Hamilton can take pole, or with that performance issue, is he just gone now?
No, to be honest, I don't think he can. I think it may just be a little bit too far away from him. I mean, if anyone's going to do it, it's going to be Hamilton, but I want to keep an eye on Russell. I think Russell might be able to pull something out of the bag here. A 10th of a second is a big jump, but I don't know. If Verstappen suddenly finds himself having an issue, then this pole position is well and truly open to Russell, Perez, even Hamilton, and obviously Charles Leclerc as well.
Megan,
What?
you wanted to say something?
There was a battle in the pit lane.
Oh, Ferrari once again.
Yeah.
Mercedes just tweeted, the stress. The stress. I don't know if my heart can take it much more as they come through. Don't forget, the clocks go back tomorrow. 2 a.m. returns to 1 a.m. here in the UK as we leave British summertime and go back to Greenwich Mean Time, so GMT. So the race is at 8 p.m. tomorrow, not at 9 p.m. like qualifying was. The race is at 8. And then just after 8 is when we have the mints. I could do with a mint actually as well. Remind me to clean my teeth as well as they come through. Okay.
I haven't had one of them for years. They were
What, not
so
correct?
nice.
Mints, aren't they? The minty. Nice
I
and
don't
minty.
like them.
After 8s are amazing. They're the best.
Do you have them at Christmas
sweet
all
in
year
the world.
round? We only have them at Christmas, but I love them all year round.
Why do we only buy matchmakers? The orange ones at Christmas.
I don't know.
I like them.
We might be deaf and doubt here, guys, because the Mexicans are cheering again for Checo, so we might just be drowned out a little bit too much. As Perez
I don't like after eight.
starts his... Is this his last lap then? Yeah, he's going to go for maybe 2 runs. Got me.
Do you remember that game? Tipping Point.
Tipping point.
Yeah. And Day won, and he claimed his prize in after eight.
Yeah, weird. Into the first corner then as well for Perez. Nicely through.
It was a board game version, not the actual show, by the way.
Yeah, he didn't go on there and
I
turn
got
the
a
money
board,
down. Yeah.
I got the board game version for Christmas when I was like 12.
No, me and my dad always say that Sergio Perez is a man out of era, and that if he was a driver in the 1990s, he'd be a 3-time world champion. It's just the way he drives.
He's fighting the car, isn't it? It's like watching Senna. It's like the car hasn't got power steering. It's amazing. He's only 6... Yeah, he's 600th. I'm just looking at the screen. First sector, 600th down on Verstappen. So that's easily found.
I think this is going to be a double lap, to be honest. I think they'll go twice. Either that or it'll give Max slipstream. We'll have to wait and see. Both are on track right now.
0.098 down as well on the board as they come through. Sainz looking good. The Mexicans cheer. Ocon said a good first sector time as
A
Hamilton.
good third sector for Perez.
Oh, this is looking good then for Sergio across the line. Then here he comes. Can he take pole position away from his teammate Max Verstappen? No! 118.128. He's down by 0.181. On board with the whistly sounding kettle of Carlos Sainz coming out the last corner now. Verstappen set the fastest first sector time of anybody. Sainz sets the fastest third sector time of anybody. But we're still 2 tenths down. Leclerc's having twitchiness all over. So both Ferraris are reacting to the conditions here with the crosswind we've got. So 1:18.555. So Leclerc 5th, Sainz 4th, Norris 6th. Verstappen is beating his own sector times. Hamilton has set the fastest middle sector of anyone, but was poor in the first sector. Russell might find something out of the bag, as Tom said. Russell's fastest of anyone in the middle sector now. He's taken it away from Hamilton. Verstappen crosses the line. It's a 1:17.775. He's taken all the sevens for himself. And now Russell might just get it. Next across the line is Lewis Hamilton to go third, 1:18.084. But is George Russell on course for a second pole position in Formula One here in Mexico?
Oh.
No! He's backed up massively.
He had a chance.
I think that's it. Checkered flag. Everyone's peaked. And I think that's the end of qualifying. Let's check the sectors. Yep, that's it. Max Verstappen has pole position 20. Here in Mexico, Russell second, Hamilton third, Perez fourth, Sainz fifth. Let's take a look around the Autodrome Hermanos Rodriguez, 2.674 miles or 4.303 kilometers, 71 laps ahead of us as well. A fantastic lap time. Pole time last year, a 1:15.875. Exiting the Forest Stadium and booting it hard at the last corner, the Mansell Peraltada. Open up the DRS and you're straight down towards turn number 1 on the start of the lap. 871 metres from pole position towards the first braking zone. The engine is singing as you're 2,000 metres above sea level. Down then already from 8th gear down to just 3rd gear. First braking zone, a runabout under the 100 miles an hour board. Turns 2 and 3 through the Mercedes Solana corner. Speed you up as well into the second DRS zone when you reach 8th gear towards the heavy braking zone for turn 4. A good opportunity for overtaking here as you slam on the brakes down to 3rd gear as well. Into the Record Rabac corner as well. The hairpin as well at turn 6 and sort of double barreled as well. Not really an opportunity for an overtake, but a great one to run you through the S-curves as well. Turn 7, 8 and 9, 5th gear, rising up to 6th gear as well throughout the exit as well. Keeping the speed through here is tricky. The car wants to dance around on you as well and to spit you out, but when you get it right, and especially the 2022 cars, it's absolutely fantastic. Hurtling down towards Fernandez then. Turn number 12, 8th gear down to 4th gear, and then you're into the Forosol Stadium. Over 80,000 people in this area. Give them all a wave as you hurtle through the gap between the middle where the players used to go through, and then you back out through the Peraltada across the line after 6th gear, rising up to 7th as you take the control line, and that is a lap around Mexico City. Hello everybody and welcome to the 2022 Mexico City Grand Prix. We are due off in around about 45 minutes time and the atmosphere is building. Max Verstappen on pole position then as well for the 19th time in his Formula One career. George Russell lines up alongside him on the front row of the grid. On the second row, Lewis Hamilton alongside Sergio Perez. We've got a plethora of great racing coming up for us as well. Tom Dillon will be joining us in the commentary box for this race as well. Megan Birch also going to be making her way up as well at 5 to the hour. But Josh Blaze is just getting ready right now down in race control with a new sounding microphone as well. And I really hope it's all working after a few tech problems yesterday. Good afternoon, good evening to you, Josh, or good morning if you're listening around the world as well. I'm simply going to change that by saying, hello, Josh. How are you doing? What a race we've got lined up today.
Yeah, we really have. And hello, it's everything's working.
Hey.
Hey, it's going to be a great race, as you said, and a lot of controversy in the paddock right now with the leading team, let's say, and these earphones. Crossing the next 45 minutes or 40 minutes until we go over to the world feed are going to be going to try and escape me as well. But it's going to be a great race, and I can't wait.
Yeah, the controversy as well is mainly about the fact that after Ted Kravitz made some political journalism, by the way, it's free speech, and to be honest with you, we've been saying exactly the same here on the YouTube channel this year, that Lewis Hamilton, last year was basically robbed of the F1 title. Max Verstappen was given it as well. It was a very controversial situation. We've moved on with it as well, but it was still a sort of wrong decision. Ted Kravitz, after comments he made at the United States Grand Prix and here in Mexico as well, it means that Red Bull have decided to boycott the entire Sky Sports community, which is Sky Sports UK, Sky Italy and Sky Germany. But the problem is Sky UK are the international broadcasters, and their coverage is taken in Australia, it's taken in America, it's taken in over 150 different parts of the world as well. So there's a major upset as well from Red Bull here. We are expecting Red Bull actually to receive fines and punishments as well if their two drivers do not speak to any Sky personnel in the media pen. Now, they can boycott outside the media pen. They can do whatever they like. They can deny to appear on programs, whatever. But it is written in the regulations, in the rules as well, that as soon as a driver exits the car, they must go straight to the media pen and the team and the driver's press conference, and they must then speak to members of the media that request them. That is a rule. And
Yuki, let's go offset 2 for brakes warm up now, and then we can move to 0 in the second and third.
That's some team radio from Yuki Tsunoda that's coming up as well as the drivers get ready to leave the pit lane. It opens in less than 2 minutes' time. But yes, so Red Bull, we're expecting fines. So Max Verstappen and Sergio Perez must speak to Sky personnel in the media pen later on. All face having fines, and if they keep doing it as well, they will start receiving penalties in the Grand Prix as well, because it's breaking the FIA International Sporting Code. So it might not be a fine in the race, but it might be a fine outside. But still, Sky are fighting it as well. And I was just thinking, Josh, as well, put a tweet out a few minutes ago, and I was thinking about it. If only there was a second UK channel that broadcasted Formula One that was full of ex-Red Bull drivers who never criticised the team that Red Bull can keep their bias up with. It's a tricky one, isn't it? Do you know any broadcaster like that? I don't.
I definitely don't know. Broadcaster. Do I?
I don't know. I think it's a Scotsman or an Aussie and a Welshman. It sounds like a bad joke, believe it, but no.
That sounds like Channel 5. Yes, definitely.
Yeah, that's the one.
Definitely Channel 5. Yes.
That's the one. Yeah, I think they'll have something like that. Yeah, but no. In all honesty, that's a great win for Channel 4 that they're going to get to talk to Red Bull. But the problem is that David Coulthard and Mark Webber never criticised the team. Last year at Silverstone, they criticised Hamilton rather than Verstappen, and then Sky were doing the other way around as well. They never say anything bad about Red Bull because they're still on the Red Bull paywall. So it's a bit of a mess, all that. But anyway, we're going to put that behind because the green light is on at the end of the pit lane, which means the man of the moment, though, Mr. Ted Kravitz, is going to be down there, and we are going to start hearing from him. They're going out on the track. The green light has gone on. Well then, Ted Kravitz, you've made the controversy. What do you make of it?
Let's get going. Mexico City, one of the toughest races of the year. 71 laps, and everything is right on the limit. And that's why we love it. Right, let's have a look at the Sebastian Vettel doing a practice start at the end of the pit lane. That's not a practice start. That's too much wheel spin. That's just getting the feel for the clutch in. We got Alex Albon, Nicholas Latifi here as well. Here's Alex Albon. Let's see how he gets away. Not so bad. Then Mick Schumacher. But the story of the weekend really has to be about Max Verstappen. Fresh from his 13th win of the year in Austin, Max found the perfect setup just in time for qualifying. Here is Nicholas Latifi in the Williams. He does a practice start. Let's zoom in on the controls of that Williams and see that again, burning rubber away. But here's George Russell starting from the front row. And while Max got his setup perfect just in time for qualifying, it wasn't Ferrari alongside him. It wasn't even his own teammate Sergio Perez. It was this man man, Kings Lynn's George Russell, because Mercedes are in the game here, as Ferrari have had a bit of a nightmare. But anything can happen this afternoon or this evening if you're watching us in Europe. Here is Max Verstappen as Sergio Perez is coming down here. Let's have a look at his fingers. Let's see the work he does, just engaging first gear and letting out that clutch. Oh, sweet, pretty nice. But yeah, as for your strategies today, the fastest race strategy, Pirelli say, here is Checo Perez, is actually a two-stop. Starting on that red stripe soft tyre that Checo's on now, and then putting a medium on around lap 20, and then a medium again, lap 45. But alternatively, impossible, is starting on the medium, going to lap 30, putting a hard tyre on, and going to the end. Let's see Checo away. Again, too much wheel spin there. His proper start will not be like that. But Crofty, up to the commentary box for you with Halloween tomorrow. Well, who's going to have it tricky today, and who's in for a treat?
We're all in for a treat, Ted. We love coming to Mexico City. Tell you what, should we talk about records? Not, Ted, those lovely vinyl Rick Astley LPs of yours, but the records that are meant to be broken, as they say. Max Verstappen today starts on pole for the 19th time in his career. Now, if he can convert that into victory, that's what, 14 wins from 19 poles. It'll also be 14 wins this season, and he'll go over 413 points. So not only will he pick up the record for the most wins in a single season by a single driver, but the most points scored during a single season as well. That is Max Verstappen's goal today as the championships have been decided. His teammate Sergio Perez, we can see him now, starts fourth here for the second year running. Sergio Perez, who says he'd like to have been a lawyer if he hadn't become a racing driver. Well, the courtroom shares the same adrenaline, he says, as the racetrack. Let's hear from Kevin Magnussen.
Okay, Mag.
You see it? Something on the rear, I think. It's either gearbox or suspension. It still has drive, but it's very weak.
Looks like some sort of gearbox issue.
Oh, huge problems for Kevin Magnussen. Starts
Wow.
19th if he can start this race. Already taken a 5-place grid penalty for a new internal combustion engine. Well, the atmosphere out there today, not akin to a courtroom, but it might be a courtroom drama that Sergio Perez can come and take centre stage as we get to the end of 71 laps. Mercedes have their best chance.
And Fernando Alonso's gone off,
says their boss, Toto Wolff. Fernando Alonso would like to be taking corners with a bit more grip than that, for sure. But Lewis Hamilton starts third, where the winner has come from in the last 2 years, including Lewis Hamilton a couple of races ago here. George Russell starts on the front row. There he goes, getting away from his practice start. Have Mercedes got some sort of a plan, a two-pronged silver arrow attack to keep Max Verstappen at bay? If Verstappen does win this, he'll do it the hard way. The pole sitter hasn't finished on the podium in any of the last 4 races here, and has only led the first lap once in that time. That was Charles Leclerc back in 2019. Ferrari had a horrible qualifying. Leclerc, first time without penalties this season, starts outside the top 3. What can he do from 7th on the grid? Down to you, Simon. Yes.
Thanks, guys. So we've got a problem there for Kevin Magnussen as well. They're seeing an issue on the car as well, Josh. So this is going from bad to worse for the team as the cars start to come out. Tom's just joined the commentary box as well, so we'll go over to panel screen while we get it ready. Cars circulating 71 laps ahead of us. Now, cars doing multiple practice starts as well, multiple runs through the pit lane. That was to be expected as well. But this is a real problem already then, Tom, for Kevin Magnussen. He's just come in and complaining of gearbox problem at the back. He already takes a grid penalty coming into today, and now he's got an even worse problem. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, everybody. And did I hear as well that is Norris radio?
Alonso,
second and third.
It's terrible. Okay, Lando, understood.
Yeah, the wheels moving terribly as well, he says. So there's something going on down there as well for the team. So this is just going from bad to worse for everybody today.
Yeah, just ever so slightly, and maybe the car's just not quite up to and used to that. That's oh dear, it is handling weirdly. Double lockup for Lando Norris as he headed through turn 3. I think that's it. No, it's up into sector 2. So not encouraging. Maybe a case of doing. Oh, he's locking up even more. There is a serious problem for Lando Norris, I think, here, Josh.
Yeah, Lando's having big problems out there as well then as they come through. We're just going to transfer over to the battle screen and then the race screen as well for normal while Tom's with us. And then we see the whole grid. For some reason it says 56 laps. It's 76 laps ahead of us. But I'm just looking on the team wall as well as Perez comes back into the pit lane. There is a problem, I believe, for Lando. We're going to see a replay of it here. Tom, talk us through it. This is down to turn 4 and another lockup on that, a double lockup actually. So those brakes don't look bled too much.
No, I think he's got clearly an issue. Lando Norris, he did mention it with the steering wheel. I think perhaps the steering column problem, maybe. Though the brakes locking up, maybe they're just, I don't know, because usually if brakes aren't up to temperature, then they wouldn't be locking up.
Yeah.
So maybe they're overheating.
Let's hope they can find something to do with it on the grid as well. I want to welcome everybody who's watching on YouTube and on USON listening in as well. Myself, Josh Plays, and Tom Dillon will be in the commentary. Megan will be joining us for the Grand Prix shortly as well. And for some reason now, look at this. He started doing things as well, and the camera starts breaking up as well on the angles. Let's get that fixed as well throughout the Grand Prix. Cars making their way to the grid then. They all seem happy with it as well, which is great news. Max Verstappen is through the middle part of the sector as well. He lines up on pole position. Not that we'll be hearing from him much today. Thanks to all that from Sky's drama. Then again, Tom, let's get your opinion on this. It's kind of good because then we don't get to hear Christian Horner that much throughout the sessions as well. It gives other teams a chance to have a go.
I just feel so sorry for Ted, to be honest. I don't see what he said wrong. He said that Lewis Hamilton was robbed, which is true of that race. You know, that's what the FIA report said. He's just stating a fact. I mean, Verstappen, obviously, you know my opinion on this, deserved the championship as a whole. But I don't see how it's not a fact. You know, Max should be able to appreciate this. It's the fact.
Now, Charles Leclerc down at turn 7 and 8 and nearly having a round. That's where he crashed in practice too, earlier on in the weekend, Josh. And we're still having loads of problems out there on the track.
I'm going to say it here, and I'm going to say it now, and I'm not going to be eating any hats if I'm wrong, you two. Leclerc is going to crash there again. And here's Sergio Perez going through and guessing.
Twitching too.
That's through turn 3, going on to the second of the DRS zones of the lap.
Also the exit of the first sector as well.
Leclerc's going to
I'm going to put my glasses on to see this bit as Verstappen comes to the grid. Bottas then I think will come to the grid as well. Then everyone is out on the track ready to go. Deborah says, hey guys, Ted, the big talking point is Verstappen, but it's also yourself at the moment. That's what Josh put in as well. Deborah also puts, any chance Max doesn't get the victory today? If so, who do you see most likely to get the victory? Tom, who do you think will take the win today if it's not Max Verstappen?
Got a good feeling like George Russell or Lewis Hamilton, to be honest with you. I've really got an opportunity here. It's an opportunity he hasn't had since Hungary, George Russell. And if he can get that race start well, starting from second on the grid with that inside line as well, maybe there's a chance here. Hamilton into turn 1 as well. A real opportunity. I think it's going to be an interesting turn 1.
Does sound like an interesting turn 1, absolutely, as it comes through. And Josh, who do you think is going to take the win today? As we're about to throw down to Martin's grid walk shortly, who do you think is going to take victory here?
Well, I would like it to be Checo. I've got Checo as my pick a winner because why not? But Martin is down at the grid walk.
Yep, over to you there, Martin Brundle.
Look around the cars as well. Now, the clocks changed here last night. People all around the world who listen to our English commentary and watch the grid walk. So it's an hour later in the day, effectively, so a little bit cooler, but I'm going to get into the cars when I can. I'll just see if I can catch a driver early because it is very, very hot out here. Very hot indeed, and not somewhere you really would need to be standing too long for. But I'll see if I can get Lando. I'm obviously not going to interrupt his conversation. And a slip of a lad, isn't he? But when he gets in the car, he masters it. Of that, there is no doubt. So I will... Hi, Lando. So what can you tell us about the track on the way around on your reconnaissance laps?
What can I tell you? It's pretty low grip, as expected. It's going to be getting a bit hotter from now on, but I don't know. It never feels amazing here, which is the thing, you know, it never feels grippy. So I just expect a difficult race, a slippery one, difficult to manage. But that's about it.
So on your out lap, you can play, or to the reconnaissance laps, you complained about your brakes, a little bit of judder, yeah?
Yeah, we've been having a lot of problems with the brakes, and I don't know why, they're quite warped. So you just feel like, you know, my foot's moving a lot, even through a braking zone. So really not ideal. Doesn't give me a lot of confidence coming into the race when you have such big braking zones. But
there's nothing that can be done about that now, is there?
Not in the time frame that we have, sadly. So yeah, I'm gonna have to try to deal with it. Hopefully it goes away a little bit, but I'm not a brake specialist, so I don't really know. So we'll find out.
You're a race specialist. Have a great race.
Thanks so much.
All right, let's have a wander across. And let's see what we can find. Let's, oh, here we go. Get out of the way. Oh, look at it, Valtteri Bottas. What another sensational qualifying performance from him in the Alfa Romeo. We had a chat with him. I had a chat with him in Austin last weekend, and let's see if we can find Esteban Ocon's over here. He's normally good for a chat. And then we move back towards the front of the grid. And I do. So there's some spectacular national dress, boys and girls, on the grid. From Maztalalan Sinatoa, if I've remembered that correctly, and I'm sorry if I haven't, the national dress of that part of Mexico. And they, all of them look incredible, spectacular, I think is the word. We've got Esteban over here with a cold towel on his neck, and once again the big debrief from those laps out of the pits to the grid, the final words, the final attempts to just get across, you know, strategy, to get across any challenges, final reminder of what to look out for, probably the start protocols and any last minute stuff that needs further cramming into the drivers' heads. And they don't really need to talk to me on the grid. I'm amazed that any of them ever do, but we will have a try with I'm following him down the grid in Spa, actually calling his name out because he couldn't hear me and I was limping badly with a dodgy foot. Esteban, how are you today?
I'm very good. You?
I'm marvellous, thank you. Yeah. So, going to be a long afternoon. You're going to have to look after the car a bit today, aren't you, temperature-wise?
Yeah, it's going to be tricky. I mean, there's no air for the brakes, for the engine. Obviously, we are, you know, mid-grid where we are, and we need to be fighting with the cars ahead. So it's going to be tricky for sure. But I think it's the same for everyone. 811
meters, pole position to the first braking point. You've got to look ahead and in your mirrors.
Yeah, definitely. But you know, I'm confident. I had a good start this season. Hopefully we can have another good one.
I love the smile on your face when I told you that.
It's great to be here. It's great. It's fantastic. Thank you.
Wonderful. He's a great guy. He really is. Let's see if we can talk to his teammate. We'll stop off and talk to the boss while we're going. Stefano, so you've signed up Mexico until 2025. We're going to be here until at least 2025.
Yes, I think that what we're living here is really magic in terms of atmosphere, of energy, and there is a great passion for Formula One. And this is what we want.
So the cost cap and all that stuff has been put to bed. Is that something you have to get involved in to try to manage it a bit?
But you know, everyone has to exercise his role. I think that everyone has to do it. We are focused on making sure that the commercial side of it is getting bigger. And of course, we rely on the FIA doing his duty and the teams respecting what they have to do.
All right, they've done that. I'm going to try and find Fernando before he zooms off the... Hi, Greg. How are you doing? Another one of the bosses. All good?
All good. How exciting? How excited is this crowd?
They're very excited. And in the stadium there, it's just the best thing.
It's the only place where Checo gets a lot more attention than Max.
Yeah, that's nice, isn't it? So let's... Oh, he's standing by himself. Look, he'll probably tell me to... clear off in, well, how are you?
I'm good.
And decent grid spot, and it's your kind of zone down into turn one here. You're so good on the opening lap.
Yeah, let's see. I've been not so good in Mexico normally on the first couple of laps, but hopefully today we overtake Lando, especially starting on the clean side, but then it's going to be a very long race. I think temperature, brakes, I think it's going to be very demanding.
How much management then are you doing? It's a bit frustrating, yeah, managing tyres and engine and brakes.
After lap 2, I think a lot. It's the same for everybody, but yeah, it's going to be a very, as I said, a stressful race for the car. Reliability is going to be a concern for everybody, so we need to see the checker flag.
And can you hang on to the 3 teams ahead of you?
difficult. We are not in the best shape this race.
All right, do your best. Let's have another wander down while we're still hoovering up the drivers with plenty to say, and obviously all different positions, different philosophies about what's going to happen to them this afternoon. And what I'm going to do now is let's have a quick poke around this McLaren. We're talking about temperature. Now the brake ducts are in there, so they make those as small as they can get away. So obviously they're cooling the brakes while they're sitting here. In fact, is that a heat source going in that particular one? But they don't want those any bigger than they have to be. Otherwise they're too draggy and it slows the car down. And then you've got the engine, the radiator intakes here, I should say, and then the air filters in different ways out of the car, and to try to keep the air channeling down through this Venturi here. They're definitely cooling the engine here without any doubt, trying to just manage the temperature on the grid. Now it depends where your oil and water radiators are as to whether, if you're going to pull out of somebody's slipstream down the straight, whether you pull to the left or to the right, depending on which part of your engine you need to cool down a little bit. So you've got to manage the brakes, manage obviously the battery pack has struggled to cool as well when you're harvesting. And they do a thing called lift and coast, which means you lift off early, so you're saving fuel, you're saving putting heat into the engine, and you brake later, which means you're then using just the aerodynamics. You're using this rear wing here and all of the pieces on the car that create downforce. You're using the drag to slow the car. So lift early, coast, brake later, so you're putting less energy into the brakes, and that is how you start to manage the car. Move out of the slipstream, lift and coast, and that is what I think we're going to see quite a lot of this afternoon in terms of, and there are no fans on a car. It's only cooled when it's fundamentally when it's moving through the air, which is why they don't like sitting on the grid too long, for example. So that in a nutshell. You can, as we go past, look at the shark skills on the side of the Alpine here, and on the side pod, on the engine cover, to get the exit, the hot air that comes tumbling out the back of the car, and then into the path of the car behind you, of course, if you're too close to it. Right, we're going to wander back down the front, see who we can find down there, and see what's going on. We got a little bit of time. Let me go to the pole position. Why don't we go down the front and see what's going on down there? I always notice this on the grid, actually. You get right to the back and there's like tumbleweed going round because there's nobody down there. Everybody wants to be up this end, and obviously that's where the national anthem is, of course, at the end of the day. So we'll move forward, wandering through these people, and if we can, it's getting very busy, we can find our way through this pack. What have we got here? We've got, that's George's car, isn't it? That's second place Mercedes, and we'll keep wandering through. As always, Adrian Newey there, having a good look around the Mercedes, always willing to learn, always looking at what the others are doing and why, little pieces hanging off here and there. And let's just keep, as Mick doing, 5 times MotoGP champion. And Mick, hello mate, you all right? I'm just on my way to have a chat with Will I Am and gang. You all right, son? And your lad did well, Jack did well in the FP1?
Yeah, kept the paint on it, it was all good.
Can you get him a job in this business, get him a drive next year?
Oh, you know how difficult that is, so it's very fluid. We're just trying to get through the rapids.
Good stuff, cheers. And let's wander through here, keep going. And we'll talk to Martin Garrix, officially the world's #1 DJ. Martin, you've taken over the F1 playlist for the weekend.
Yes, I'm very happy to be here. Very excited for the race.
Good stuff, and obviously being, I think we're allowed to say Dutchy, you're a big Max Verstappen fan.
Yeah, hopefully it's going to be #1. Hopefully Seco as well on the podium, but I'm very excited for the race.
Next year you've got 2 Dutch drivers to cheer for, with Nick de Vries coming on the grid.
I'm excited. Dutch pride.
You're going to have to share the love out a little bit. And then after the race, you're up on the podium?
Yeah, I'm DJing the podium ceremony, so I'm very much looking forward.
Well, you're in all the right spots today then. Enjoy the race. And I wanted to chat with will.i.am, who I think is around here somewhere. If we can find him, or somebody can shout in my ear where he is, because it'd be good to I'm just great. Sorry, ma'am, who are you? Hello. Sorry, I'm doing a Marty's random person. Who are you?
I just loved how you chased Brad Pitt last week, and he just so nice to meet you. I love you.
Oh, thank you very much. It's very kind of you. And your name is?
Amelia Marino.
All right, Amelia, that's good to see you. Yeah, it's, I don't like getting ignored by all these famous people, but people do enjoy watching it.
Should not be ignored.
Nice to see you. Right, let's go around the front of the car, and, well, that's very nice, isn't it? And we have some fun on this grid walk. I hope you do appreciate me making myself look stupid for your amusement. I've got my microphone caught up in this lady's handbag. Sorry, I was not trying to steal anything out of your handbag. It was my microphone cable. But be careful. And right, let's go. Let's find him. And he's the other side of the rope. He's obviously going to be doing the national anthem. I'll see if I can catch his eye a little bit. He's busy. He's giving the nod, and we'll have a quick catch up with him. We've spoken to a few drivers. He's going to do a fan photo here. We've got a couple of minutes left, and we'll see if we can then scoop up another driver or two before they go to the national anthem. Will, good to see you on the grid again. I mean, we're seeing a lot of you. You're getting a real passion for this Formula One business.
Yeah, this is, I love engineering. I love technology. And technology and engineering put in a sport, this is it. This is the most exciting, most exhilarating sport there is for me.
You know, over the decade, I've been around this business 40 years, and you meet so many people from the music industry. There's a great synergy, for whatever reason, between our two disciplines.
Yeah, I think for this particular sport, I think there's an opportunity to create something even, so much bigger than the world has seen between the arts and sports. We played Saudi Arabia, we played Singapore, we played Miami, and being here in Mexico, look at this freaking energy here. This is simply the best.
So Brad's doing a movie. Can you do a Formula One track for us soon?
I would love to.
We'll look forward to it. Let's see if we can. Mick, have you got time for a quick word, Mick? Time for a quick word? Yeah, I think you're all right. You've got 30 seconds, but anyway. I know. We tried our best, but how is he feeling? Is he good? Is he going well?
Yeah, he's doing really well. He's feeling really confident. Hopefully we can get something out today, but let's just see.
All right, good stuff. Well, they're all getting really nervous now because they'll get fined if they don't make it onto the red carpet in time. So we've got a few seconds to fill before that happens. There's my number one fan, Amelia, again, there at the front of the grid. And as everybody then takes their position, looks ahead, caps come off, and it's time to pay the respects to the Mexican national anthem.
Never change, Martin. Here it is, the Mexican national anthem.
Mexicanos al grito de guerra, el acero aplasta y el bridón, y retiembla en sus centros la tierra.
absolutely fantastic. The fireworks go off and the fake robotic eagle goes out the front as well. Simon Lazenby is going to be picking up more drivers as they come off the grid as well. It's the 60th anniversary at the first ever Mexican Grand Prix. It's absolutely electric. It's a sold out village and we cannot wait to get started. Back down to the grid then with Simon Lazenby. There's a few issues at Kevin Magnussen's car. Ted Kravitz has got in more. Simon.
The drum, and it looks like coming in from Haas that they will be fine.
So it's a wheel gun issue, okay.
Up again at the front, we haven't talked about Valtteri Bottas. It is Alfa Romeo's best starting position since Miami this year from 6. What can he achieve from there so far?
Well, we're not hearing any drivers just yet, so I'm going to come back up to the commentary box then with Tom Dillon and Josh Blaze as well. Guys, a wonderful atmosphere down there on the grid, a wonderful amphitheatre we've got here as well. The smoke just about clearing. Tom, that was the best grid walk we've seen in ages. Oh, so go on.
Actually, whilst we're here, really fair play to Stefano Domenicali. He's just gone to every single one of the grid kids and given them a massive high five and handshake. It's genuinely class and yeah, wonderful from Domenicali. I don't praise him often, but that is a nice touch. But it's yes, successful grid walk for once. It was incredible. I mean, you've got to love Martin Brundle.
Oh yeah, gotta love a Martin Brundle, and you gotta love that. That was actually the better grid walk actually than last week in America, Josh, as well. Where last week it was literally celebrities galore. This week, 2 celebrities, lots of drivers. But before we get to you, Tez and K-Mag.
There was an issue with actually the wheel going on. They think there was a bit of fouling. There was some loose items here around the brake drum, around this right rear. It's not off because there's an issue with it. It's all on and it's all working now. It's off because they're trying to keep everything cool. As they put the engine up, look at the size of the cooling gills around this Haas. You can actually see right into the radiator itself. Haas not alone in this. All of these cars absolutely on the limit of cooling.
Josh, as well, Ferrari-powered cars this weekend have been struggling quite a bit. Are we going to see any of these guys actually get to the end of the Grand Prix?
Yeah, we might see a couple of Ferraris, but Ferrari is the most run car in Formula 1, if I remember rightly, with 3 teams and with 6 drivers. So, yes, we'll definitely see a couple of Ferrari run retirements, and we need a presenter or a narrator go on this week's Martin's Grid Walk. Martin or the Top Gear tonight. Martin finds his #1 fan. Tonight, Martin also tries to steal something.
Yeah, I mean, that was fantastic, wasn't it, Tom? We had Martin accidentally getting his microphone cable caught up with a woman's handbag, meeting his #1 fan, talking to will.i.am. I mean, Martin's grid walk, it's 15 minutes of unscripted television, and it's just absolutely fantastic as Lewis is running back to the grid. He's actually quite late. Was Lewis on the grid during the national anthem? Because if he's gone there and got back in time, I wonder if there's been something for Lewis. Did anyone see him on the grid?
I don't think I saw him.
But I'm assuming so, because he was talking to Rachel Brook on the...
that's good then.
Can I just weigh in again? So during the good walk, I was looking at the whole Ted Kravitz situation on Twitter. And first of all, I made the grave mistake of liking a few tweets in support of Ted Kravitz, which now means the Twitter algorithm thinks I'm part of Team LH, and not ideal at all.
That's what I was thinking.
It seems like it's absurd. You're either one side or the other here, and I don't really understand. I've watched the TED comments again, and I don't see what he said wrong. Again, he just said undeniable facts. But yes, I'm not too sure.
I agree. I completely agree. Ted said nothing wrong. I think everybody's agreeing that Ted did say nothing wrong. It's freedom of the press. But let's hear from Toto Wolff. Down with Simon.
What George was saying about strategy so important today might not get it done on the track, might have to be done in the pit stops. Is that the case, do you think?
I have not understood a word.
What's your best chance of victory today? Put it simply.
I think a good tow. If the Red Bull is fast on the straight by about 5k, but if we're still able to catch the tow, we could be in the lead, and I think that's the way of the best chance to win.
How are you guys handling the cooling? Is everything under control there?
Never. I think we're so marginal. We put the biggest cooling solution on the car, but whether that will be enough,
You're a great leader. Quickly, what have you told your team to do today?
Whether everybody bought on that we are going aggressive, which might mean that one of the cars could be done over, and both of them will go for the victory.
Tom, and thanks, Toto. We'll get back to your team. So here we are then. What an atmosphere.
Yeah, the atmosphere's getting up there. We haven't heard anyone from Natalie Pinkham, and I don't blame them. All the drivers on the grid. It's a very high atmosphere circuit as well here, as we know. It's 2,200 metres above sea level. That's 2.2 kilometres as well, actually. As well, it's shortness of breath. It's up there with one of the most fatigued races that we get. It's just about as bad as Singapore is, Tom, as well, in terms of the overall fatigue you get, because there's a lack of oxygen, and you're racing around a Formula 1 car for 2 hours. It gets to your chest after a while, doesn't it?
Yeah, it must do. And I imagine so the drivers are probably on oxygen or something at some stage in the, not in the car, obviously, but probably they have that around. I mean, the driver would have to confirm, but I can't imagine they wouldn't. Dangerous as well, of course, if any of the drivers have asthma, as we all know about the issues with Ventolin, or whatever on earth it's called now, and and sport in terms of drug tests and things like that.
Yeah, and Josh, as well, we also see as well that drivers are randomly selected for the drug testing as well after the Grand Prix, that they're just randomly selected, they get picked up and then they get thrown back out there in random selections.
Yeah, they do, and I don't think we've had anyone fail in recent years. I haven't heard anything about that, but yeah.
I can't say it because then people have a go at me, but I think, didn't Max Verstappen have to take a second sample a couple of years ago as well? There was something wrong, or it could have been Lewis Hamilton actually who had to take a second sample. It was Lewis Hamilton.
I love how you've covered your backside there.
Yeah,
the two most controversial ones in F1, just to make sure you don't annoy anyone.
Yeah, just to make sure. Actually, thinking about it, I think both of them had a problem a couple of years ago that they had to introduce it as well. I can hear Megan's walk into the commentary box as well, so that's going to be great as well. Have her back in the comms box for the race. 2-hour duration, as always, as well. 71 laps is ahead of us as well. Whichever comes first. Megan has kindly brought me to... Why do you always rip the kitchen roll? I mean, yes, I use it as a tissue, but my goodness me. Oh, it's all in single pieces.
Hey, it's not like it's a choice to rip it.
No, but it's all in single pieces, although there's 4, so that's 1 for each pocket, I suppose, as well. That'll keep me going throughout the Grand Prix. As well, many people have always noticed, why do you keep diving into your pockets for different tissues as well? Well, it's because during your commentary, I'm sure everyone knows, your nose does start to run after a while.
Confirming no change of flap.
So Russell's not changing any flap as well, which is good. Megan, you looking forward to this Grand Prix? Are you cold?
I've just come from outside. Of course I'm cold.
Your hoodie is up and down. That's really bizarre. Is that Halloween? I mean, I did say we should have done this commentary in... I should have been dressed as Dracula. You should have been dressed as some sort of Slytherin...
I'm wearing the green.
That'll do.
I can be a snake.
Well, I'll tell you what. I've got the blue shirt on. I've got the beard. And I've got a bit of a crazy hairdo at the moment. I'll just go as Noel Edmonds. That's pretty much terrifying, isn't it, to be fair? As well. So the question is, though, it's very cost-cap central. For the FIA and Red Bull, was it deal or was it no deal?
No deal.
Yeah. It turns out it was a perfect deal. Go on. We've got 30 seconds. Go on.
I shall be a Slytherin student from Hogwarts. It's my house anyway.
Tom, what are you going as?
What?
Halloween.
I'm sorry. I wasn't listening. I was the video of the Ferrari hypercar was on Twitter, so I was watching that.
Distracted.
Anyway.
I would be distracted too. Okay.
It's a lovely car.
It is. Josh, quickly, you've got 10 seconds. What are you going to go as?
Myself.
Perfect. I'll tell you what. I'll go as Murray Walker. I'll give the energy of Murray Walker. Go,
you're
go,
halfway
go.
there already.
Yeah, I'd only say go, go, go.
I've
said that once. Yeah. Anyway, it's time then to cross over. Here it comes then, the 2022 Mexican Grand Prix in the company of Josh Blaze, Tom Dillon, Megan Birch, and myself, Joshua Birch. Here we go. He may already be world champion, but nothing seems to be stopping Red Bull. Max Verstappen has taken pole position number 19, but all eyes here in Mexico City are on the local hero. His teammate Sergio Perez starts 4th on the grid. Will today be the day that Sergio Perez becomes the first Mexican to win his home Grand Prix on the 60th anniversary of the first ever race here at the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez? Well, we're about to find out because we're about to do battle. It's 4.304 kilometers, 2.67 miles as well, 3 sectors in total as well, 71 laps ahead of us, 3 DRS zones to keep our eye on during the Grand Prix as well. But there is 2 things we've got to remember. One is turn number 1. It is a dramatic crunch point. Last year, Ricciardo sent up the inside with a lockup, tagged the back of Valtteri Bottas, spun round in the pack and took out Mick Schumacher and Yuki Tsunoda. And also last year, Ocon versus Mazepin. Mazepin not wanting to let go of anything, forced Ocon to take the hard way round, but Ocon with a superior car and a superior driver got ahead. And in the Forosol Stadium as well, it was almost like Mexico erupted. Hamilton versus Perez was all set up perfectly as well. And at the exit, Perez was jumping ahead as well. Not really sure what that one was a moment because it was just 2 cars following each other. Pirelli's tyres here this weekend as well. It is the C2 hard, the C3 medium and the C4 softs. Green inter, blue wets as well. And a special Mexican theme to take us through. Here's the starting grid then for the Mexico Grand Prix. From back to front on row 10, it's Lance Stroll starting 20th. Kevin Magnussen starts 19th. Row 9 sees Nicholas Latifi start 18th alongside Alexander Albon. 2 Williams is on row 9. Row 8 sees Sebastian Vettel starting 16th with Mick Schumacher starting 15th. Row 7 of the grid sees Pierre Gasly start 14th and Yuki Tsunoda start in 13th. And then on row 6, it's Zhou Guanyu starting 12th and Daniel Ricciardo starting 11th. Top 5 then, it's an all-Alpine row 5. Esteban Ocon starts in 10th, Fernando Alonso starts 9th. The 4th row of the grid sees Lando Norris starting 8th and Charles Leclerc starts 7th. 3rd row of the grid, Valtteri Bottas starts 6th and Carlos Sainz starts in 5th position. Front 2 rows of the grid then for the first time this season, Mercedes are right back up there with Red Bull. Local hero Sergio Perez is 4th, Lewis Hamilton starts 3rd. Front row of the grid though, George Russell for the 2nd time this year. And for the 19th time in pole position, it's Max Verstappen. And the anticipation is rising up here as well in the commentary box. Megan, Josh and Tom alongside me. Megan, a Mexican theme, quite nice to hear, but it's all eyes to the front. It's all eyes to the front, isn't it? This is going to be fantastic down towards turn 1.
I want Perez to win, especially because it's the 60th year since the first Mexico Grand Prix. It's like, he needs to.
And no more than 50% throttle.
Just hearing some team radio, that's really annoying me. Oh, look at that anti-AVG popping up to annoy me as well up here in the comments box. Get rid of that as well. Absolutely. Tom, hello, welcome. I'm going to have to turn this radio off because it's going to annoy us for the first couple of laps as well.
It's deafening me.
Yeah, there we go. Isn't that better? Because Andrew Sutherland only gets 2 annoying at one point as well. But I'll tell you what, Tom, it's all eyes to the front because this is going to be a great Grand Prix.
Absolutely, and I'm glad they used that Mexican theme as well. I literally just sent it you and said I think we use this instead of the thing. But anyway, really glad to hear that and excited for this race. I'm telling you now, keep an eye on George Russell and Lewis Hamilton because I think Mercedes have got a really good chance here.
And Josh, good afternoon to you. Good evening as well. Verstappen on pole, but Russell and Hamilton alongside as well. Who on earth do you think is going to win this race? Because practice 1, Carlos Sainz was fastest. Practice 2 and 3, it was George Russell. Qualifying was Max Verstappen. 3 teams, 3 different days, all faster. Who on earth is going to take it as the parade lap begins?
I have absolutely no idea. And yes, it was, the Mexican theme was teased on Twitter, and it was quite good. Let's say I quite enjoyed it. Nice tarts, but I think it's going to be Verstappen who takes it today, but it would be beautiful to see Perez or Russell or Hamilton. Definitely Perez or Russell. It would be absolutely amazing to see. Fastest lap, I think, will go to George Russell.
Megan.
First of all, Blair's are back.
Yeah, on the side of the track. Talk us to the pit stops though, Megs.
Right, so if you're doing a two-stop and starting on the softs, your first pit stop is going onto the mediums on laps 16 to 22, and then again going onto mediums again 42 to 48. And then if it's only a one-stop, which I honestly don't know whether it
it'd be a two-stopper today.
Yeah, and starting on mediums, it would be a going on to hards, lap 28 to 35.
Well, starting on the mediums is Russell, Hamilton, Bottas, Norris, Alonso, Ocon, Ricciardo, Zhou, Gasly, Albon, Magnussen and Stroll. They're all on mediums. Starting on softs, Verstappen, Perez, Sainz, Leclerc, Tsunoda, Schumacher, Vettel and Latifi. And for the first time this year, Tom, Aston Martin starting on a brand new tyre with Sebastian Vettel. Not bad.
Yeah, exciting and interesting to see what Vettel can do. I think we're due a Vettel masterclass to see him out of Formula One. But record-breaking attendance as well, by the way. 395,000 is just before we get going. Hello to Tiller 2006. It says, hello Joshua and friends, hope you're all doing well and looking forward to a great Mexican Grand Prix. Well, I for one can't wait.
Absolutely agree with you. Getting ready. Hello, M. Tiller. Tiller, I'm going to call you Miller. Anticipation begins to rise as well. Don't forget, you can get in touch with us on USRN as well on the chat. You can get in touch with us on YouTube as well. 12,000 of you watching already. 1,200, I should say, watching on YouTube. There's no decimal place. What on earth is going to happen down towards turn one? 871 metres from pole position to turn one. Last year, Max Verstappen started third on the grid. He led into the first corner. Verstappen has won 3 of the last 4 races here in Mexico. He has 100% points scoring record at the track. Our worst finishing position was 9th back in 2015. 3 races to go in 2022. Green flag is taking its time at the back. Lights coming on. 3, 4, 5 on. Action in Mexico. It's a good start from Max Verstappen. George Russell's going to swap across. Lewis Hamilton will stay in third position. They're all going to get in a line. It's literally like a line of ants. Down to turn one. Perez is going to get through. Perez is alongside Hamilton. Russell's alongside Verstappen. Here come the 2 Ferraris. They're not going to make it through. Perez might take third. Hamilton's trying to go around the outside of Russell. Russell jumps the curb. Hamilton's going to force him wide. Hamilton off the track. Russell on the track. Hamilton takes second. Perez trying to go through. Round the outside. Down towards turn number 4 on the inside line. Russell's dropped from second to 4th. Perez takes third. 2 Ferraris making slight wheel contact between each other as well. Leclerc on the inside. Sainz on the outside line as well. It's the braking zone. Leclerc gives on the inside. Sainz gives him room. They nearly touch front wheels, but it's Verstappen leading the way.
Who's that further back coming up? I swear that was Ocon. That was Ocon and Norris I was seeing being a bit touchy-feely, if I would say, towards their wheels.
Touchy-feely indeed, Tom. What a brilliant start from Max Verstappen and from Lewis Hamilton, and Hamilton's not going to let him go like he did a week ago in America.
No, he's not. Hamilton here is going to give Max Verstappen absolute hell, and a little bit disappointed for George Russell's prospects, but that's slightly besides the points here. And a good spot as well, Michael, in chat saying Lance Stroll has jumped up 5 positions off of the start. That's very impressive indeed, as it flashes up on the screen as well. Alonso up 2, Tsunoda up 2, and now Max Verstappen has got the absolute driving seat here if he can pull away out of that DRS zone of Lewis Hamilton, which it looks like he has done. Verstappen is away.
We're just in a replay on the PLC as well, on board with Charles Leclerc. They were just side by side, the 2 Ferraris as well. But what an awesome start, Josh. Anyone got any problems already? But the 2 Williamses have dropped right to the back. Albon 19th, Latifi in 20th, but it's a clean start from everyone involved as we hurtle on to lap 2, Josh.
Yeah, it really was, and I just saw lap 1, turn 6, one of the McLarens doing an incredible dive bomb manoeuvre.
Was it Danny
And surprisingly, no contact there as we go into turn 6 on lap 2.
Lando's down to 10th, so it must have been Ricciardo who did the dive bomb manoeuvre. So
It's a very Danny thing to do.
Yeah, just sort of slip up the inside. On board with Valtteri Bottas, he's P8, chasing down Fernando Alonso, who's up into P7. Alonso started this race P9, so he's made up 2 places already then here. Checo's up to 3rd, he's already a second back. We haven't got the intervals working on the timing screens as well, which is really hard to work out what the gap is between Perez and Hamilton. It's 1.3, now 1.4 seconds between Perez and Hamilton, as we're having to work it out manually as well.
I think we'll get it in a couple laps time, maybe?
Yeah, just starting lap 3 now as well. Great run down towards turn number 1 then as well. Verstappen leads, 1.5 clear. DRS has been enabled by the stewards as well. And now we're seeing the field begin to slip out, but when the DRS activates, we'll really start to get to a lot more overtakes as well. Look how powerful even the slipstreams are. That's turn 1. Lando Norris thinking about a move on the inside of Esteban Ocon, but the thinks better of it, and Yuki Tsunoda deserves a round of applause. He's made it 2 extra laps than what he did last year. Here's the race start, Megan.
Right, so I think that Perez got an amazing start about here. Because look, he waited.
Cuts off Leclerc?
Yeah, he cut off Leclerc and he waited for the Mercedes to start battling each other. And then he thought, right, I know the layout of this. George is going to try and do this, so I better get up close to Hamilton, and then when they battle each other, I can pass George.
Tiller's made a great point. That Stroll's up to 15th after starting 20th. What do you think of the start, Tom?
Well, yeah, again, Lance Stroll finally showing a moment of class, but I'm sure he'll remember that he's Lance Stroll in a few moments' time, and no doubt go back down to 20th. I'm being a bit harsh on Lance Stroll. He's not that bad of a driver. Yeah, it's just fun to take the knee. But anyway, Lewis Hamilton as well had a pretty decent start, didn't he? Able to get past George Russell. We said 3rd position was going to be one that you wanted to be in heading out of the start. Lewis Hamilton proved that perfectly, able to get round his teammate as well, braking so early into turn 1. Let's make that point 2. Able to get round George Russell though. Superb start from Lewis Hamilton, and now I think it's all going to be about when he gets onto those soft tyres, if he's able to get past Max.
Did Russell bog down? Let's have a look on board. It's a perfect start from Russell. There's nothing wrong there from what I could hear. So it's literally just the slipstream was too powerful for Hamilton as well. And Josh, while we've been running around, there has been racing going out on there on the circuit. Anything you've spotted on race control area?
No, I have not spotted nothing, as you can just see the top of my head now, but if I go like that, hello.
Hello.
I'm just sorting some stuff behind the background race control side, as I'm tracking all of the track limits
Tell you what, though,
for everyone as well, and just having all of the team colours.
Yeah. Perez, Tom, had an amazing getaway there, just slipstreamed, as Megan said, and he'd bided his time perfectly, and he was lucky not to have any contact there.
Well, home track look for Sergio Perez, able to be willed on to that 3rd position by the crowd, clearly. Still with a very good chance of winning this race. But right now, Lewis Hamilton, by the way, is absolutely rapid when compared to Sergio Perez. Actually, I say that, I take that back. Perez was 2 tenths faster on that previous lap.
As well as they have a go down the back straightaway as well here. As we come down, we've got Fernando Alonso coming under pressure as well from Valtteri Bottas on the outside of the circuit in towards turn number 1. A little bit of a problem there as more drivers try and have a go at some action as well. Make some brilliant strategies we're seeing at the moment in this race.
Yeah, and I've had to change it around because my ear's been giving me a bit of trouble all day.
No worries, that's why the headsets can change places. On board with Valtteri Bottas then. He's going to try and go on the outside of Alonso down towards turn number 4 as well. No, he can't get the slipstream quite good, but he's closing in.
Yeah, and at least they're staying away from the curbs. Oh, that feels weird. Bottas.
Okay, Valtteri, we're in a very good position here. Plan A. We need to stick to plan A.
Plan A? Plan A. So one stop? Yeah, I was just about to say one stop would probably be the normality, wouldn't it? In this Grand Prix.
What tyre is he on? I think he's on mediums.
Tom, I don't know if you've got the race control data or Josh has. What tyre? Oh, here we go. Bottas on medium, so yeah, that could be a one-stopper.
I need to change it back because for some reason this ear isn't used to it.
Right, okay. As Megan will change her headphone back to the other way, we've got the action going on as they come back through. I'm not happy. Oh, Lewis! 1:23.063, Tom. Fastest lap of the race so far. I'll come to you in a sec because there's Ted.
Sergio Perez to close up on Lewis Hamilton. His engineer's doing that. I think Hamilton's just set the fastest lap of the race. Perez not yet within DRS range of Hamilton, but he's got a difficult balancing act, hasn't he? Because Sergio wants to try and get these soft tyres to as long as he can, look after them, but also he feels like he's got the pace on Hamilton to try and attack him. So Sergio's trying to get closer. He's edging up on Hamilton, but only by a tenth or so a second per lap.
Cheers, Ted, down there in the pit lane as well. Tom, what have you been making then? Lap 6 of 71. Bottas just can't get ahead. Even with the DRS, people are struggling out here today.
Yeah, which is a surprise given the lack of dirty air. Usually the problem at Mexico used to be that out of that peril tardy, you got the dirty air, and it was difficult to overtake down the straight. But now, without that dirty air, it's still proving a little bit difficult. Maybe to keep the tyres in temperature. It's a very fast Sector 2, maybe even the latter parts of Sector 3, so maybe just struggling with the overheating in that wake of the car ahead, particularly with the fact that obviously the air becomes even less dense when you're following because they're punching that hole in the very little air we have here in Mexico. Maybe that is being a factor, but I'm not too sure at the moment as they head through the packed baseball stadium here, or ex-baseball stadium. Maybe just all about attrition here and waiting until those pit stop phases, as is often the case in Formula 1.
Lewis Hamilton staying in with second position as well, 1.291 off the pace of Verstappen at the moment. Hamilton won here in 2019. He also won in 2016 as 2 events and finished as runner-up in 2015. So he's a 2-time winner at this circuit as well as they continue to charge on. And a little bit of a lock-up there. I regret I didn't see who it was as I looked down from the screen. Did you spot it?
Hold on, it
was
was 2
ahead
of...
Leclerc.
Yeah, it was Leclerc.
So Charles Leclerc locking up. Danny Ricciardo's got a great exit coming out of turn 4 as well.
No, it was Norris.
Oh, it's Lando. Okay, so here comes Danny Ric, though, pulls to the outside line ahead of Zhou Guanyu. You're quite right because they're following each other. Zhou goes a bit too deep. Ricciardo tries to cut back into the tight inside stadium. Double hairpin as well. Can he get everyone on the inside line? Zhou shuts the door. Ricciardo gets the double up barrel apex. Won't work out. And here comes Sebastian Vettel to join the party.
Oh, that's trouble.
Yeah, trouble with a capital T as well, I think, as well. And M. Tiller said, "Oh, Ted Kravitz, my social media has been all over the fact that Verstappen is trying to avoid him due to the 21 controversy, since Ted has been very open about it and pretty tough, may I add." Well, we discussed it as well. There's nothing wrong that Ted said. If you want Paramount Plus, Halo as well is the advertisement at the Sol Stadium as well. And so is Heineken. And the city that has it all is Mexico City as well. Let's go down to you, Josh. Any news on race control data just yet as well? And what do you think of the race so far? 8 laps in, it's flown by, and it's just getting a little bit quiet. I know you don't like me using that word, but it is. We need to liven up.
I was about to say it was way too calm.
Yeah, we need to liven it up somehow. It's like a follow me leader. As Ricciardo tries to go down the inside, down turn 1. Sorry to cut across you. Not going to make a move. What about Gasly trying to pass Stroll? No, he didn't either. Back to you, Josh.
Yeah, and they'll both have DRS down into turn 4 as well. And here is...
Oh, Ricciardo's going to try and go around the outside line. Not going to work out there. He's desperately trying to find the cutback. He's just not paying off that the way he wanted to, is it, Josh? Yes. Yeah, so what are you making the Grand Prix? Ricciardo's spoiling our fun, even though we asked for it.
Yeah, well, you said the key word, and now it is being delivered as well.
Yeah,
but nothing from race control side currently.
Okay, Josh, we'll come to you when the pit stops come up and as well. Tom, what are you making of this Grand Prix so far? I'm just surprised that Hamilton is actually staying with Verstappen compared to a week ago when it was pretty much night and day. Verstappen just got past him and took off down the road.
Yeah, well, I feel like I've gone in a time machine back to 2021. It's a bit concerning. Hamilton catching up to Max Verstappen. I want to see Verstappen break his record, but I also want to see Lewis Hamilton win the race almost. And I haven't said that all season long because, to be honest with you, I'm not really a huge Lewis Hamilton fan, but to see him win a race, given the circumstances, obviously would be an incredible drive. And I'm just here to see incredible drive. Speaking of, Daniel Ricciardo is trying to get past one of the Alfa Romeos. It's Valtteri Bottas down the inside into turn 1. That wasn't particularly difficult for him. It's Guanyu Zhou, not Valtteri Bottas. I apologise.
Ricciardo's been trying that for 3 laps to get to the inside. Perfect then for Ricciardo. Yeah, I keep doing that as well because you can't tell what number it is because he's not on the front of the car, easily visible. But yeah, Zhou's now dropped back into 13th. Ricciardo's up to 12th.
I could have sworn I just saw a drop of rain.
I saw what you mean.
White helmets.
Yeah, they both have white helmets, yeah.
I'm going to look at what the weather's going to be.
Megan's checking the weather then, and we're going to have a replay. Tom, talk us through it.
So, pretty simple. Ricciardo down into turn 1, got moved on before the braking, as Vettel also got passed on the AlphaTauri. That was wonderful as
that
well.
was contact,
I'm
yeah.
sure.
Stroll making
Actually,
contact
no, it's Stroll,
with
yes,
Gasly.
because he's got the black halo.
Yeah.
So, well, the black halo Rob, T-camera. There we go, got there in the end.
There we go. I've been doing that all day as they come back through. Yeah, so a little bit of contact wheel-to-wheel banging as well. James Hunt would have liked that as well. 1.6 seconds, Josh. Hamilton is catching Max Verstappen. It is, as Tom says, it's 2021 again. As well. And I'm not going to bother with Paul DeResta because people come here for an alternative coverage and people hate PDR's commentary in some respects. So I'll throw it back to you, Josh, because they like you.
Yeah, well, as you said, on lap 8, it flew by just like the NASCAR race, which is on 319 out of 500.
What?
But
wow.
Yes, I know, already, but it's closing, 1.592 now, and at 1.653 it's going up, but that's because of corners as well. But Hamilton, as you said, with the fastest lap, and as soon as I mention NASCAR, it's not a commentator's curse, there's a caution.
Is that the first caution?
It is not me, not commentator's curse.
Matt White is having a go at you now, and so is Matthew Owens as well. Go on, Tom.
Oh, no, go ahead. I didn't have a point.
All right, go on next.
It may not be like raining right now, though in 2 hours' time, apparently it's going to be scattered thunderstorms.
1 hour 46 to go in the race. If that wind picks up, then we could just see it. So, yeah, good point actually, because
end of a race.
Sorry, did you say we have a red flag, or there will be a red flag?
If we have a red flag.
If we have a red flag.
Sorry,
yeah.
I should be clearer.
Sorry.
No, if we have a red flag.
I was thinking because for that split second when you said that as well, the timing screens did stop. So I thought, and that we lost graphics as well. So I thought, has the computer crashed? We had that back in Monaco in 2000 and had to stop the race again. But okay, but yeah, we probably will have a red flag if it does rain, because for some reason as well, Formula One doesn't race in the rain, even though NASCAR
It's okay.
doesn't.
It's not Australia. It's not going to rain.
That's a good point. Yeah. It's not the T20.
There's blue tyres, there's wet tyres. No, really?
I thought the greens were slicks with some grooves in them as well, like 2008. I didn't realise they were actually wet tyres. Megan's actually found something.
2 hours.
Yeah, so it could rain around
50% chance
5-4,
for raining for 3 hours, and it's not just light rain.
Heavy rain.
Heavy.
Well, don't forget, this entire race in Mexico, we've gone back an hour here in the UK. Over in Mexico, they've gone forward an hour to catch up. So it's an hour later than what qualifying was yesterday. Ergo, it's actually the latest we've run pretty much all weekend. We didn't. I think first practice tried to run in the same time, but didn't, because it's quite hard to work out where it is as well. So the track is different to what we've seen as well. Tiller says, I know I didn't know the UK observes daylight savings as well. Yep, we have British summertime where we go forward an hour. And then here in October, just like a couple of days for the end of October, the last Sunday of October, we go back an hour as well.
That's when we started daylight savings. Like, that was our thing.
I don't know, but it wasn't around in Hocus Pocus time.
It was around it wasn't around then. Good point.
So 300 years ago.
Yeah. Thanks for that useful tip there with Hocus Pocus being tricked twice with daylight savings time. Go on, Josh.
The first driver is being added to the brand new track limits tracker.
Brilliant. Who's got the track?
In the name of Charles Leclerc for track limits at turn 2.
Now, has he done that 3 times? He'll get the black and white flag. And also, for the fans of the meatball, just to wrap this up as well from what we saw in America, where Alonso was... Oh, let's hear from our Stroll Festival.
Towards the end of the race. Sliding everywhere, man. I've no grip.
At least he's concise.
Yeah, I mean, tell us how you feel, Lance. He's got no grip.
He's been spending too much time with Yuki.
Yeah, he has, isn't he? He's starting to swear as well. That Aston Martin has not been a great car. I think they should copy Red Bulls. Pretty much, that might work. Going forward, they've got that tie up after all. On board with Pierre Gasly through the chicane. Everyone is actually struggling for grip as well, Tom. It looks like it's a damp track almost. No one's at. That's why the field is so separated. They're all sliding around out there. It's really bizarre.
Can one of them slide into each other?
It is bizarre because it's 42 degrees track temperature, so it's not like there's no grip because it's so cold. It's actually pretty warm. Almost exactly optimal 40 degrees around that area. So it's a little bit concerning, actually. Maybe it's an effect of the low downforce. Of course, I mean, you get used to in the sim where this isn't a consideration. You have those, as actually we see in AlphaTauri trying to make the move on Lance Stroll, is it?
Yeah, Gasly trying to go around the outside towards turn 1. Stroll's going to give him just about enough room, but Gasly had zero chance. We're going to go on board with driver's eye. Let's see if we can have an overtake. Stay with this director. This will be something we've never seen before. An overtake in driver's eye. DRS open for Pierre Gasly. He went to mode number 6 as well. That's a faster engine. Dives up the inside. In towards turn 4. Down to second gear. Locks up. Stroll goes straight on. Gasly goes straight on. They both managed to make it out of there, but that was absolutely fantastic to see an overtake on driver's eye. Superb from Gasly to make it through, and that was tremendous.
It was. Could they have just gone off just a little bit more?
They were probably forced each other off as well down that part of the track. It's fantastic. Take another look at it, Max.
Right, so... Oh, the lock-up. That's what caused the overtake to fail. Stroll radio.
Force me wide.
He locked up. I think Gasly was pretty much ahead, Tom. What do you... Oh, actually, they were side by side. How do you read that? You're a race director.
Probably a racing incident. I mean, if there was something worse about it, then the worst result, then yeah, I'd give Gasly the penalty there. But I mean, racing incident really. Probably warning.
Anybody? Oh, let's hear from Max.
Just need to try and break this toe, Max. Doing a great job.
What toe? He's 2 seconds behind.
So it's been noted then, Josh?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that'll be a penalty then, won't it? That's a disappointment for Gasly. He'll probably get a 5-second penalty or told to drop. I hope they use that drop of position that they've been told that they can use. Like, if you make that mistake, you can drop a position as well. Although I agree with Tom, who was the race director, as well, coming through. It's 1.6 seconds behind Megan, not 2. So there is a slight toe here.
It's effectively 2.
As Megan grips onto my arm so tight, I think she's had a cyber conversion as well.
Okay, Stuart, yeah.
Ow. Well, you are sat in a chair. Anyway, coming through. You were right on the elbow there, on the joint as well. So
I know.
That did hurt. Megan went to the Martin Brundle style of commentary as well. Then when Martin and Murray...
I just know anatomy.
Yeah, when Martin and Murray used to commentate together, Murray would just keep on talking. Martin put a hand on his shoulder, and if Martin really needed to say something, he'd just dig a nail underneath the muscle. Megan does the same.
Do you know why it hurts here?
Stop it.
Because that's where your blood valve is.
Megan is actively trying to steal the commentary live on air, everybody. As even Tiller's saying, lol, Megan. 2 seconds behind or 2 seconds ahead. He's 2 seconds behind his Hamilton. Actually, it's 1.6 now,
Wish
Tom.
it was 2 seconds behind.
See, this is why I prefer commentators not in the commentary box, because Tom and Josh can't hurt me. Go on, Tom. What are you making so far as one ball with Albon? For some reason.
We need to inject some life into this race. I'm not normally one to say that F1 races are boring, so I think, well, there's like a load of battles going on throughout the field. There really isn't. I mean, for the minor positions, as Albon looks to overtake Stroll, lifted off there, fuel saving Alex Albon, or didn't want to go dive on one of the two. But we need to inject some life into this. This is getting a little bit tedious.
Yeah. That rain might do something about it as well. But here comes Albon. He's got the DRS on Lance Stroll down towards turn number 4. Looks up the inside line. That Williams.
It's under investigation.
Oh, so Gasly's is under investigation then. What does it fully say though, Josh? We've got some seconds here.
It says turn 4 incident involving Gasly and Stroll under investigation for forcing another driver off the track.
Right, so that'll probably be it then as well. Megan's going to comment for the little owl. Megan, because the little owl...
I am smart.
The little owl says, Megan, stop being a nerd, please. We get you're smart. In a joking way,
I'm very smart.
It's fine. I'm probably the biggest nerd here.
Lie. Me.
I think we're all pretty much in the same camp in that respect.
But
well, hang on.
Who can literally quote every single line from a couple of series and can also repeat facts of an entire plot line from their brain, has a photographic memory.
Let's go back to the race.
Has really amazing grades.
We get it. Let's go back to the race.
Studies law, criminology, psychology. I got an A in my most recent psychology paper.
There we go. Right, back to the race then.
I can also unmute myself.
I study law, actually, so I mean,
okay.
We can all be.
Yay!
Lap 60.
You know the pain.
Yes. He was on about that earlier. Let's hear from Max, please. Radio.
I mean, I'm struggling a lot with the bouncing there, and it's difficult to ride the curve.
Okay, copy.
Paul, let's just see at the moment as Albon's trying to go around the outside of Lance Stroll, and now, for obvious reasons, by the way, we can't say anything negative about Max Verstappen, so Max Verstappen is doing a wonderful job. He deserves a round of applause. He's fighting such a easy car to drive as well, and he's having so much little difficulties that the car's bouncing down the straight, while 2 seconds ahead of Lewis Hamilton as well. He's doing a remarkable job as Max Verstappen. It's such a difficult, easy car to drive, Tom. He really is he's just a miracle, isn't he, Max Verstappen as well? He is the next god, Max Verstappen, in many respects as well.
Little bit too
and I also find it very convenient that all of a sudden they won't have to talk to the biggest broadcaster in the world about the cost coverage.
What? Whoa, hang on.
Really handy.
Let's not talk about cost and cap here. It all went on catering. Don't know what that bacon sandwich truck at the back of Adrian Newey in his office. It was Adrian Newey's Baps. That's all I'm going to say.
Right.
I knew I was right.
So, first of all, Adrian Newey's Baps is not something I expected to hear on there. But anyway.
In all seriousness, no, I am obviously joking, as you don't get it.
Yes, I just find it very convenient that all of a sudden Ted Kravitz says something that means that Red Bull don't have to answer questions about the cost cap on the biggest international broadcaster in F1.
Yeah. And to be fair,
that's lucky.
Yes, that is. We don't have to listen to Christian Horner on the radio. Woo! Ian Burge will be having his comments on the matter at the Brazilian Grand Prix, where he'll refer to Christian once again probably as Spice Boy. Anyway, down there with Alexander Albon, trying once again to pass Lance Stroll. This has been one of the closest battles on the track. In fact, it is the closest battle on the track for numerous of racing as well. And not going through on the inside line. This is good stuff as well, but Albon cannot find a way through. He's trying to dive left and right and still can't find a way through. Stroll's actually defending quite well. Not bad for a paid driver.
Certainly isn't bad. And also, I knew I could remember who discovered the fact that blood flows in that direction.
So,
William Harvey.
William Harvey. Josh, what have we got for us from the pits?
Yeah, 5-second time penalty for Pierre Gasly for locking up and forcing another driver off the track, and in big bold lights, locking up.
Yeah, locking up. Although Gasly is an AlphaTauri, which is technically a Red Bull, so we should actually say that Gasly didn't force another driver off the track. He locked up, went wide, and it was actually altered. It wasn't Gasly's fault. It was all the fault of the other guy. All the fault of the other guy. Into the pit lane comes Lance Stroll as well. That's enough Red Bull reverse psychology for a day, because I'm tired of talking about them. Into the pit lane comes the Aston Martin there with Lance Stroll. He'll drop down to 20th position, puts on a new set of... Actually, that'll be an old set of soft tyre compounds as well, because Aston Martin, for some reason, don't like running the used tyres. And I think Nick said in America it's because Aston have problems heating up new tyres on the cycle, and this was it. Gasly forcing Stroll off the track, and I think, Tom, Gasly did nothing wrong there whatsoever, in my opinion. It was a clean move on the inside. He had a wheel alongside, and in my opinion, Stroll had no business being there at all.
Oh,
I'm joking, by the way.
It's harsh from the FIA, I think. Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
Leclerc obviously said something naughty on the radio as it popped up, and they turned it back off. But no, I think that's harsh. Honestly, there was no real time. Well, I suppose the position gain, but I don't like to see things like that in F1. It was just hard racing, and perhaps he went a little bit over the line. But
let's hear from Charles.
Consider plan C if we've got nothing to lose.
We need to be careful with traffic with that plan.
Two-stopper.
Lap 19, and it's plan C already.
Yeah, how bad can it be going for Ferrari? The 5th and 6th, actually, so that's pretty bad.
They'll be on lap M. They'll be on plan M by the end of this.
The little lad says if he gave the place back, he wouldn't have got a penalty. That is true, but it was just fair racing in my books. It was both a case of just hard racing. I mean, how much do you penalise racing? It's getting on my nerves now, actually. And it always is Red Bull and AlphaTauri. That bracket always. I did tweet about it as well. They are monopolising Formula One so much, and it is like we're back in 2010, 2011, 2012, 2013, when there was so much controversy in Formula One because of that team. I don't use hate, and I don't mean hate. I hate that word, but I strongly.
You hate the word hate.
Yeah, I strongly dislike the way that Christian Horner runs a championship team. In terms of the fact is that he can never lay any criticism at his door.
Dislike it.
If any criticism comes at his door, Max Verstappen's door, anything, it doesn't exist and it's everybody else's fault.
It's like it's first child syndrome. They can do no wrong.
Yeah, well, that was Sebastian Vettel in many respects. Max Verstappen is sort of like the backup as well.
The
in
youngest.
Many respects, yeah. But
the baby of the family.
Yeah, yes, actually, yeah, because Mark Webber was supposed to be
I
he was
know
considered the
how that
spear, wasn't
is.
he? But yeah, I don't know. It's just so annoying.
I'm just excited for 12 days' time when we get to all relax from the drama and watch some proper racing.
Yes.
Bahrain.
That's going to be a lot of good as well when Bahrain comes back in 2023, because Red Bull will be down on the Aero, Mercedes and Ferrari will be closer. Then again, Max Verstappen fans will probably be saying that Mercedes are only going to be next year's champions if they are, because Red Bull had the cost cap penalty, forgetting the fact that it's a penalty, so they can't really complain. But I hate social media right now. I wish we didn't have it in terms of Twitter. Love YouTube and I love USRN because they're brilliant. Everyone's nice on YouTube.
I love Instagram.
Instagram's quite good, but no, honestly, Twitter is... Who invented Twitter?
I shall look it up.
Whoever invented Twitter is not good. Elon Musk, actually, is...
Jack.
He owns
Jack,
it.
his name was.
Jack, yeah, Elon Musk's holding it now, so Elon Musk, if he has any sense, would delete Twitter.
He's cleaning it up, isn't he? You can say naughty words now without being banned.
Oh, really? I could have sworn that this afternoon when I was on about my point. Anyway, back to the action.
Well.
Carol Crabbe says, wow, good man, true, see the race not talking those cost cap. We talked a little bit about it, but we're just going to gloss over that. But there's not much happening in the Grand Prix.
I think that's what he was referring to.
Yeah.
I think he was having a pop at me for bringing up the cost cap.
Oh.
Well, I chose to ignore the comment.
Jack Dorsey, here's my song.
So quite clear loss of pace from Verstappen. It won't be long before they stop. They might go very long with you.
Yeah, it's drifting towards a one-stopper now at the moment, which is interesting. Josh, Little Owl says, at Joshua Birch, Motorsport Journalist, you only just realised Twitter is a pure and utter a cesspool of something else, lol. Twitter is awful, yeah. I mean, we saw it last year with Team LH and Max fans as well, and now we're seeing it again this year, just wriggling with the head up. Tom, I just want to ask you a question. We are 3 races today away from the end of the season. In fact, it's, what did you say? It's 3 weeks away until the end of this 2022 season. And we're still talking about last year, and it's still causing controversy. How bizarre is last year? I know we said we were going to talk about it for years, but I didn't expect it to be having effects on this season.
I want it to be literal.
Yeah.
Where were we on commentary in ERC where we said we were ready to move on, and that was the start of the year?
Yeah.
Guys.
Oh, go on, Josh. What you got?
When did Lance Stroll pit 2 laps ago?
Oh, he did come in. He put on soft tyres. Yeah. I did spot.
I completely did not see that. But yes,
a lot of
Lance Stroll pitted.
Oh, let's hear from Max, and we'll go back to Tom. Yeah, because Lewis is closing in 2.1 seconds back now as well. So
Yeah,
if I
his tyres are dead.
if I was Mercedes, I would consider undercut. I would box this lap and Verstappen's actually done 24 lap odd softs. Hamilton's on 21 medium. So Hamilton, the medium tyre, can actually go up to 9 laps longer on the medium compound tyre. He's going to go long into the race and try to do a one-stopper. Max is going to have to do a one-stopper, but at the end of the race, Max is going to be on old, used medium compounds, and Lewis will be on relatively new soft compounds.
Soft should have pitted already.
Yeah, so Verstappen's got to pit ASAP.
His pit window's about to go.
Well, he's been on that tyre for 30 minutes now. It's 23 laps he's been on.
His pit window's gone.
Yeah,
it's gone.
So no one's pitted, actually. They're all extending this stint as far as they can. So really bizarre situations going on. Stroll pitted and is paying for it because he expected the gamble to work out. Hasn't worked out that way as well.
He expected people to actually pit when they're meant to.
Yes. Now, we'll just get back to Tom quickly because we're mentioning about ERC, and at the start of the year, we were all ready to move on. We moved on, and then we got dragged back into it immediately, didn't we?
Yes, in terms of the pit window, I think if his tyres are good and he's still setting decent lap times, which he is, only a tenth slower than Lewis Hamilton, which suggests he's right on the bubble now.
Left one doesn't want to turn.
Understood.
Yeah, okay, so he's on the bubble. He's getting to that point where the tyres are starting to fall away from him. So really here, it's probably about time he started to pit. Don't discount Lewis Hamilton from this race. Depending on second stint pace, he could have a real chance at it.
I think that Verstappen has been a bit of an idiot. And Perez too, and everyone else on softs.
not pitting now.
Yes.
They're trying to match the medium runners, aren't they?
Yeah, and it's just not going to work for them.
What do you think, Josh? I can see you're angling to get ready to say something.
Megan, Max Verstappen will, and Red Bull will never talk to you again.
Yeah.
Box, Perez.
That's a point, Megan. You've slandered Red Bull. You know we can't say anything.
Who gives a damn?
Yeah, we can't say anything against the dictatorial relationship of Red Bull that has on Formula 1. We must only say good things like the propaganda machines we are.
What about Alpine?
It's a slow stop. Sorry, Tom. Slow stop on the back of Sergio Perez's car on the right rear. It was a 5-second stop. The medium would not come off as well. So he's in a big lot of trouble now. He's going to drop behind Sainz, drop behind Leclerc as well. So Perez's gamble hasn't worked out and he's now dropping positions. He should have come out ahead of both Ferraris. He hasn't.
I think that Red Bull just lost the respect of Mexico for that.
Yeah, they've botched his pit stop. What a surprise.
Here's the thing, it is working for Max Verstappen. He's only 2 tenths slower than Lewis Hamilton. You know, on old soft tyres, he can gain that back so easily. It's worth extending the stint. It really is worth it right now. Because, Lewis Hamilton has got to do the same thing. That's all he's pressuring him to do. He's pressuring Lewis Hamilton to do exactly the same thing.
Always bizarre when Sergio Perez is in a key move for a Grand Prix. Red Bull somehow make a mistake with the pit stop. That's the 14th time it's happened this year. Anyone else going for coincidence? It could be Max Verstappen winning the 14th race of the season this year. And I'm not making that up. Because I make sure to look at that. It's in my notes as well. 14 bad pit stops this season Perez has had. All in Grand Prix where Max has won the Grand Prix. No joke of a lie that there's a pattern there.
Let's not do a reverse Kravitz here. Go the other way, but
Hamilton.
Copy.
Well, they would be.
No, this isn't fun. He's in the mood. I don't like it when Lewis is in the mood. It makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah,
his tyres would be okay. He doesn't need to pit yet.
1.7 seconds, 1.6, closing, go on, Tom.
Usually when he says something like this, he's either about to drop an absolute clanger or a masterclass, and you never know with Lewis Hamilton.
Yeah, is it bad or is it good? Come on, Lewis, what have we got? What have we got to show us? 103 wins, 103 poles, 189 podiums.
Verstappen, my left front is dead, guys.
Understood, Max.
Right, so Max is struggling. You can see in the corners, can't you, Tom? He's so slow to the S's, and he's hemorrhaging time.
No, it's bang on 2 tenths a lap, so it's not panic stations just yet. As I said, this is basically taking a hit now, wait for later. He's going to now force Lewis Hamilton to do an extended stint on the soft tyres. So this is Red Bull in a good spot here. I don't think it's time to panic.
Max boxes, he's coming in now.
Nearly got the post.
Goodness.
Yeah, so Max really came in quite late. Hamilton takes the lead now. 5-second slow stop for Perez. What's it going to be for Max Verstappen? Comes in. Awful. Oh, what a surprise. It all works out perfectly with about a 2.5-second stop. Let's see what it was. 2.5 seconds. Thank you very much.
He has to slow down because someone's next to him.
So what a surprise. Perez has the bad pit stop and Max has the perfect pit stop.
Oh, I might get my wish.
Look, he's going to come out right ahead of Carlos Sainz, but Sainz is going full beans down towards turn 1 and old medium compound tyres. Verstappen is on brand new medium.
How did he beat him?
And he's done it. That's exactly what should have happened to Perez.
How did he beat him?
I don't know.
Sainz is going full throttle.
Hamilton radio. Oops.
Let's just see what we can do on this tyre, Lewis. We are still target +6.
Perez has set the fastest lap at 1:21.995, but
he's going to pit lap 34.
Yeah. Tom, I mean, I'm not into controversies here, but again, really? Perez has a bad stop and Verstappen has the fastest in the race so far?
I'm not going to read too much into it, to be honest, because at the end of the day, it happens. I mean, we can be conspiratorial about it, but at the end of the day, coincidences do happen. These things are difficult. I mean, it's difficult to get an F1 car, in with 2.5 seconds. Perez wasn't actually gaining on Max Verstappen. He wasn't in with a chance of the win, so I don't think this is something to read anything into.
Perez is on the back of Leclerc, looks to the inside of the Forest Sol. Leclerc shuts the door. Perez, if he wants to make 80,000, Mexican squeal. He's already doing it, we can hear. Trying to go through, but the Forest Sol is so poorly designed that you're not really going to have an overtake there. Formula E do, but Formula 1 don't. We discussed this in practice, actually. when Tom was with us as well. Down the back straight away. We'll get to your comments in a second on YouTube because Perez has got now 870 odd metres. Down towards turn 1. He's got the DRS as well. He's closing in on the back of Charles Leclerc. Pulls to the inside line. Down towards turn 1. Breezes through. The Red Bull makes mincemeat of the Ferrari once again this year. Perez moves back up to 5th on the medium tyres. Beautiful, beautiful for the Bull.
At least until that roar as well.
Oh.
The top 3 is reversed for start.
Yeah, it is actually. Verstappen 3rd, Russell 2nd, Hamilton 1st. It's Russell in the same position as well. No one else has dived into the pit lane just yet, so this is really a strategy game now that we're playing out. It's lap 27.71. Talk us through it then, Tom.
So, yeah, basically the same thing as before. He was on the DRS down into turn 1, got the move done with a superior straight line speed before the corner. Michael said in chat, the computer is showing that Schumacher and Latifi is out. Is that really true?
Lapped.
No. That is just a timing glitch, unfortunately.
Yeah, it shows that they're lapped, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Right,
okay.
Yeah,
Are they lapped?
Yeah, they have been lapped. Yeah.
Okay.
According to the timing screen, they're showing a lap down. Somehow.
Yeah, on the timing screens, when they come out of the pit lane, which Latifi and Schumacher have done in the last 2/3 laps, until they hit the first sector beam.
Oh no! Max has got a problem with the gear shift! Max has got a problem with the gear shift! Something's not working! And that Red Bull...
I told you it was going to happen.
Yeah,
I told you.
It's slowing! Wow! As I try and look and see if Megan's got anything in her eye. No, you're all fine. Back to you, Tom, because Max looks like he's actually slowing down. He's losing time to... Oh, good. He's losing time to Sainz.
I said that Lewis was going to win. I said he was in the mood, and now this has happened. It was almost like it was in the script.
Well, it needed to happen some point this year.
I don't know whether to be delighted, annoyed, or to just...
Oh, no, Hamilton!
Russell with the win, then.
Hamilton's got cuts in his engine, so we've got a gear shift problem for Verstappen. Hamilton's having cuts of power. George Russell might be on for a debut win. Josh, you've got the telemetry data open. What's Max looking like? Because he's done 29.2 first sector. Angela Cullen's looking a bit worried.
He's the fastest on track.
Okay.
Yeah, that's open for Verstappen.
Reverse psychology, go on.
Okay. Do you know from one division, with everything going according to plan, I keep thinking of Perez with that song.
Yeah, no, yeah. Here comes Jules. Yeah, so no worries at all. Till as well, no worries. Even I thought, were they out? But it is. I've just looked at it. It is lapped. I'll show you the battle camera.
Leclerc.
So this will be for a brand new set of medium compound tyres. Started the race on the softs, taking them 29 laps. Alonso goes up to 6th. Good stop from Ferrari, around about 2.3.
Wow.
Yeah, 2.3.
When was the last time we saw a good stop from Ferrari?
Best of the race so far, and Ferrari making a good strategy pit stop call. Only when they're out of contention in the Grand Prix are they going to do that as well, because they're so far out of it. It's unbelievable. And now, who's that? That's Perez on the back of Sainz. Did he just clear him like a second ago? Was that Leclerc?
That was Leclerc.
Oh, Ferraris all look the same. Anyway, it's going to be mincemeat for Perez. It's going to go through on Sainz.
Pretends to be shocked looking at race control messages right
Hamilton,
now.
box.
So Hamilton's going to pit this lap then. Russell will take the lead.
Or would that be a tight squeeze when it comes to getting in front of Verstappen? That means that Russell will lead the race.
17.5 seconds between them. Russell takes the lead. Hamilton stops. It is a good stop. It's a bit slow on the front right, but he's good and green away.
Here it goes.
3.3, it's not good enough. Where's Verstappen? Verstappen's out the last corner now. Hamilton is leaving pit lane.
He's going to pass him.
Yeah, Russell takes the lead. Verstappen goes to second. Hamilton will come back out, maybe.
Sainz pits too, though.
Yeah, here comes Hamilton out the pit lane. Perez is going to be right there as well. Perez is going to have to try and do something special. He's not going to do it. Hamilton takes it.
Mercedes, Red Bull, Mercedes, Red Bull.
Oh, Hamilton's on the hard compound tyres, so he hasn't gone to the softs until the end of the race. Oh, bad stop for Leclerc. Front right would not go on as well, so... Sainz, sorry. Yeah, so Sainz had a problem. I think it was, 3.5 second stop. Front right won't go on. And he's not in the fast lane, actually. Is he okay?
Wait.
Yeah. So no pits.
Does Max have to pit again? Because surely he doesn't. Surely he can go to the end.
What tyre is he on, Josh?
Max is on, if I go to the right screen, mediums, 4 laps old.
Russell wants to extend. He wants to be the first Brit to have God Save the King played since 1952. Anyone name me that driver? Mike Hawthorne.
Ah.
Into the pits.
Oh,
Carlos Sainz. Ah, the wheel got caught on the cake tin. So he just bent in. Did it actually break anything off on the winglet as well? That's what I want to see.
No, I want cake.
Nah, it didn't, luckily. Nothing snapped off as well on the brake cover tin. We call the cake tin. Let's just quick go to the chat.
Stronger than you think.
Yes, thankfully. Let's catch up with the YouTube chat then as well. Where did we get to? Because I don't want to know I've missed anything as well. A little last says, Josh, I stopped feeding it there on Twitter. I don't want another Sonoda-style controversy. Sorry. My fault. Ferrari's strategy was Little Owl. Mike Hawthorne. Ah, brilliant. Even the Little Owl got there first.
Sainz is dropping.
Sainz is dropping. Has he got a problem? Norris has passed him. Ocon's passed him as well. Sainz down to 9th. Has Sainz got a problem? I did wonder why he was going slow. And this is Charles Leclerc. Where's Sainz on the board? Sainz yeah, so he's dropped behind Norris. This is Leclerc.
I just saw him drop and then drop again.
Exactly what he... Yeah, and that's exactly what he did, Tom, on the way to the grid as well, if you're with us. Got caught on the curb.
Him and his teammate are now...
Look, I'm not here to criticise F1 drivers, but you'd think he'd learn. I mean, you know, it just seems like he's needlessly pushing the limits.
Yeah, he just wants to make a crash, doesn't he, Josh?
Yes, he does, and again, for the second time in how long was it? 3 minutes pretends to be short, so I see waved blue flag for Latifi.
Yeah, Russell.
Soft at the end.
Ooh.
So we need to go very long to make that work.
Don't do the Perez strategy of leaving them out there so long. That's a gamble.
Alonso's 5th.
Oh yeah, Alonso is 5th.
When does that happen?
Hasn't stopped. Go on, John. Go on, Tom.
Russell has got to go another, probably, we're not even joking, 18 laps to make that tyre change work. 32. If it came in lap 45, it'd be on the bubble, I want to say.
Leclerc's past Ricciardo in towards turn 1, easily done with the slipstream. Josh, sorry, go on, Tom, finish your sentence.
Sorry, I was going to say, at the end of the day, you want your tyres to be there at the end. You don't want to be nursing to the end of the race, because then you're going to lose positions. So I don't think that's going to work. I think they're right when they say it's going to be difficult, that strategy.
Right, Ted.
Norris, he's going to get passed by Carlos Sainz very quickly. So rather than just being Lando, Mark 53, they've decided to box Lando on the hard tyres. It's the hard tyres. So they needed that data point. They had the data point from Nicholas Latifi, who was on hards. Then they saw Lewis Hamilton fit the hards, and McLaren have decided that's the tyre for them as well, to keep their options open.
Cheers, Ted. Yeah, 2.2 second stop there as well for Lando Norris. McLaren on an absolute gamble to work. Josh, you've been saying it. How many race control messages have there popped up? But I think we're might hear from Fernando Alonso on the radio. We are.
In terms of his time. Almost seems to be okay on the hard tyre. Yeah, I think we are okay on any tyre. Car is good today. Come on. Drop it up.
Car is good today. Good on the tyre. Where's that smile? There it is. Megan's smiling. Go on, Josh. How many race control messages have we had then about track limits? Who's been the victim today?
One.
Is it
Leclerc?
Literally just Leclerc on lap 11. What a Grand Prix to start properly looking at and monitoring track limits when only one has abused it.
Just one.
People mind their headphones for a second.
Okay.
Yeah, shall I just turn you down? Go on, mate.
Where's the yellow?
Why are you going about a yellow flag?
We need something!
We need something, Megan's screaming. I hope I got the mic down.
No red, because I need to carve 2 pumpkins after this and do law work.
Well,
So
I hope your neighbours are out, Josh, because
They'll survive.
It's pretty soundproof, I hope. But I had to turn, that's louder than me when I could do the start of a Grand Prix. Megs, there's no safety car. We're halfway through, and it's only taken 45 minutes.
Somebody have a problem!
Why do you want a problem?
Not Alonso or Hamilton or Perez.
Hang on, if you're saying you've got a pumpkin to do and you've got
I just want a yellow.
Then why do you want to delay the race?
I just want a yellow. I don't want anyone to be out. I just want them to spin.
In the words of Mr. Spock, there is no logic to what you want.
There is logic.
You say you have things to do, but you want a caution.
And no Vulcan.
Okay.
And more Klingon. I like some action in it.
Okay, well, let's just see, because in the past here, there's only been a couple of safety cars in Mexico.
Spin.
Hamilton's closing though. He's what? He's 6.6 behind Verstappen. Perez actually catching him, Tom, as Megan cools down. Into the pits comes Ocon.
It's about time for the Alpines. 34 laps, pretty decent stint on the mediums, isn't it? Now my concern then is that as we approach half distance in the race, 34 laps on the mediums, Max has already done 10. Maybe that's going to be a 2-stop then. I don't see them getting to the end, surely. Unless I'm missing something here. Please tell me if I am.
No, I think you're right. Verstappen should have to stop again. He can't make it to the end of the race. That'll be 38 plus 8.
Also,
38 plus 8.
38 plus 8, that is 46.
46 laps, Tom. No way he's going to make it. Russell pits, though, and he's done 33 laps. Oh, 35, yeah.
Let's go with 35 to say he could have done another lap.
Well, I did warn people to mind their ears and their headphones.
And there we go.
126. Oh, no, that's because he came into the pits. Okay, ignore me. I was going to say Russell was very slow on that last lap, but never mind.
2.7 stop. Verstappen takes the lead. Hamilton goes second. Perez third. Hamilton is going to be faster at the end of this Grand Prix compared to Verstappen. It's game on in the champion. It's game on in the Grand Prix. You can see how much I was thinking it was 2021 there. Russell rejoins in fourth, ahead of Alonso, who still hasn't stopped. Woohoo! Alonso, Bottas. We can't see who hasn't stopped in this Grand Prix.
You can make an educated guess.
Well, I can just ask Josh in the pit lane.
Bottas, Alonso.
Oh, Verstappen.
Okay, Max, so soft stint wear life was of no concern at all.
Okay, so he did 30-odd laps on softs and was okay. Now he's gone to hard, and now he's gone to mediums. But it doesn't mean, Tom, does it? If the softs aren't degrading that much, it doesn't mean the mediums are going to not do the same, because we've seen medium tyres react worse than the softs before, i.e. Monaco. The mediums were useless in practice and qualifying. They had no grip at all, and they fell away too quickly.
I don't have much to say, to be honest, because I think here really we're at the situation where Max is looking at the 2-stop. You've got Hamilton looking at a 1-stop, and at the end of the day, I think it's just a case of what on earth is going to happen towards the end of the race. I don't think I could predict it.
Hamilton laps Schumacher again. That's just him lapping it now as well. No retirements in this Grand Prix, and we're halfway.
Also pity.
Yeah. We're halfway there. 36 down, 36 to go here in the Mexico City Grand Prix. Verstappen leads, Hamilton is second, Perez third, Russell fourth, Alonso fifth, Bottas sixth, seventh for Sainz, eighth Leclerc, Ricciardo ninth, Zhou rounds out the points in 10th, Vettel 11th, Gasly 12th, Ocon 13th, Albon 14th, Norris 15th, Tsunoda 16th, Stroll 17th, Magnussen 18th, Schumacher 19th, and Latifi in 20th. There's Antonio Perez Garabi as well, the father of Sergio Perez. His boy's running in third and might just get second. And I wonder if this is part of Red Bull's master plan, Tom, that might give him a race win. I know Josh wants to say something in a second, so quickly. I'll go to you.
Perhaps is all I'll say.
Josh, what do you got?
I can now officially say that is in the Discord YouTube channel clips.
What was?
The Megan rant.
Perfect. End of the season clip show is coming up perfect. They've got a very special thing for those clips we've taken this year.
You could make an hour.
Well, that's
pure
good.
Hour of Megan rants.
I could just let Megan go for a rant for an hour, to be fair. She'll do it.
I have a lot to say about not only Formula One but the universe.
We considered giving Megan her own show where we literally, like Ronnie Corbett, we sit her on a black chair in a dark room with a light on her as well, and she just rants for about an hour.
I could do that.
Ricardo.
Vettel is still out on soft. We are considering plans. It would be plan C, target -5 to 10. Any thoughts?
Yep, I'm happy.
So,
come on,
Ted,
let's see if we can do half the race. Danny Ricciardo also hasn't stopped yet on the medium tyres. Could they go to the soft tyre with that information from Seb Vettel? Well, we will see. But yeah, a little bit of safety car goal hanging perhaps for those who haven't stopped yet. Just waiting to see if there is something that they can take advantage of now that we're getting to the point where cars could, if cars are having overheating issues, now is around the time that they would start having issues where they would stop out on track, potentially cause safety car.
Thanks, Telos. Megan?
Do you know I could do an hour rant on why the Empire should never have trusted Galen Erso and why they should never have gone after him to get him back, and after killing his wife, making him abandon the child, and it's basically allowing him to build the biggest super weapon at that time.
Okay.
When he had fallen for abandoning them and not completely being loyal. I mean, come on!
Back to the Grand Prix as well in Mexico City and Hamilton Radio.
Tyres not as good as medium.
knew
copy
it.
loose. We did see some drop off at the end of life.
He's got everything of a Lewis Hamilton masterclass. He was in high spirits at the start of the race. He's now complaining about his tyres.
He'll come back and win the Grand Prix, won't he? It's just a Lewis thing. He likes mounting.
It's going to happen. I'm telling you now. It's going to happen.
As long as there isn't a magic button involved.
Ian Birch was probably going to need a headset, and there isn't one in here. Megan,
you can have mine. I'll go carve a pumpkin.
I was going to say, you might need to vacate so Ian Birch can come into the commentary box to listen to Hamilton's first win. As Alonso, that's what I've got on the inside of Gasly. Hey, that's an overtake! Ocon passes Gasly, and Norris passes Albon into the first corner as well. 2 overtakes. Is it my birthday?
Not yet.
There's some action on the track. Brilliant. It's Lance Stroll's yesterday. He was Lance Stroll's on Friday, 24.
Mine's in 6 months.
Oh yeah, it is, isn't it? Happy half birthday, Megan.
Yay.
Anyway, just going through the inside line. Let's
I
have a look.
celebrate it by carving a pumpkin every year.
29. So yesterday was Lance Stroll's 24th birthday as well. Day of the Dead festival tomorrow in Mexico. Halloween as well. I wonder, are we going to watch a Halloween heist of Brooklyn Nine-Nine to add to the tradition? I think that'd be quite a good idea, actually.
We should.
Yeah. Sorry.
We have enough time.
Random thought there coming through.
We have enough time. I get out of college at 12:15.
Perfect. Sorry, random thoughts coming across. Here's a replay of Carlos Sainz down towards top. Very late move on the inside line, actually, to battle Valtteri Bottas. Let's just talk a little bit, actually, for Valtteri Bottas. 7th in practice 1, 9th practice 2, 8th practice 3, 6th in qualifying, currently running 7th. Bottas is having another shining weekend in that Alfa Romeo.
He is. And yet again, he's 7th.
Yeah.
Why does he love the number?
He loves P7.
He loves 7.
He's 77 as well.
Yeah.
He's racing number.
It must be his favourite number.
He's 777 as well. Vettel pits. Now he's done 39 laps on those soft tyres and was still good.
Was he trying to get to his age?
Could be. It looks okay to me.
Was
that an unsafe release, Tom? Because right behind was Albon, and that looked like it was a little bit of a problem there.
No, looked okay on me. I don't think there's any issue with that. No doubt the FIA will find something to take issue with, as they always do. Because apparently integrity is lost on them nowadays, and everything must be completely by the book, and there's no leniency or fair play in the world of Formula 1 nowadays.
Make it go Tiffy, says the Little Owl. Someone please bin it. And everyone is, and Little Owl is really hoping for Latifi, or Go Tiffy as he's now called as well.
I think it's definitely going to be Latifi if someone spins it. Also, quickly, in the wise words of the Little Owl 1 in the Discord channel streams clips in relation to Megan's rant, metal shows are quieter.
Heavy metal rock shows.
Do you know a fun fact? I don't like heavy metal.
Well, your vocals fit it. Here comes Sainz, though, on the inside line of Alonso. On the inside line. And Sainz gets ahead of Fernando.
Why did the Empire trust Galen?
Oh, for God's sake.
Why did they?
Anyway, moving on. Are you
Why did Palpatine say this?
Are you just distracting yourself because Alonso just got overtaken?
Maybe.
I thought so. Tom, it was a good overtake there from Sainz. Alonso couldn't do anything to defend.
Yeah, well, I mean, you'd hope so in a Ferrari, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I mean, this is my one issue. You can't really go off the overtake. Watching it again, just the DRS helping him through. It really is starting to get silly, this DRS, but the Ferrari, a better car, again, nothing that Alonso can do, even if he is like the ever-given ship blocking the Suez Canal on the best of days. I think Carlos Sainz able to get through there. I mean, I say Charles Leclerc. Yeah, I mean, they technically have the same name, Charles and Carlos, just in two different languages.
Tilla's on my side here that we should talk about the racing. We should give you your own podcast. Alonso stops, puts on the hard compact tyres. First stop of the day, got 41 laps on those tyres.
Why didn't Vader see it? He's a child of the Force!
Can we get back to the racing? We're talking to...
Yeah, I just don't understand.
We're talking to two...
I don't think it's a coincidence that we've dropped 8 viewers in the time that the race have started.
I know. Well, 2,000 people are watching us. More on USON. Let's get to the action. As Zhou's under pressure from a lot. Is that Ocon? Yeah. So around the outside, it's Bottas and Ocon. I'd like to rephrase myself. Ocon's going to run the outside of the first corner. Beautiful from Esteban Ocon again on Bottas. Bottas drops to 11th. Going to try and fight back though. Great exit out of the first corners.
We can't
get through. Ocon's got the DRS. Tries to pull around the outside line. Hasn't worked out. Well, finally we've got some overtaking in this race as the second pit stops start to come into fruition.
Stroll pits for
look at that! Ocon tried to brake test it. Bottas trying to go everywhere. Esteban!
That did not work out for you.
What were you doing there?
That was cheeky.
He didn't go on the accelerator and Bottas was darting around left and right quicker than Augustus Gloop when he found out there was chocolate.
You know what? The FIA won't love it, but I love that.
That was funny.
Smart from Esteban Ocon.
What?
He's, I mean, all he's done is delayed going onto the throttle. I mean, what's wrong with that?
Yeah.
Again.
It's like in go-karts, isn't it?
Why brake test around a corner?
Nothing wrong with that.
He's locked up, comes out the apex, and look, no acceleration. Oh, it works. It's literally in go-karts where you want to bump someone. Oh no, my accelerator's not working. Oh no, I've got no drive.
Yeah, Senna used to do that, and like people think he's the greatest of all time. So why can't Esteban
hit and run? Russell.
With this tyre, sliding around a lot.
Hamilton.
He wanted to go long, didn't he? And put
This tyre isn't good, mate.
We did see a drop off on the medium, so I think some may struggle to get the end on that.
So
just me that. Yeah, I can't do anything, unfortunately. I'm really sorry. Tilla saying, could you check your graphics on the screen, please? Some darkened names are confusing me. There's nothing I can do because it's from the T feed, so it's the FIA data. And it's to let us know that there's a lap driver, but I can't change it.
No one's out.
Yeah, nobody. If somebody is out, because it's an updated system from the last race, and it confused me as well. If somebody is out, a red line will appear on their name below it. So we will count up if a driver goes out. There is a red line for 20th down, so don't worry. If somebody's out, a red line appears and it'll start going up. So don't worry. If somebody is out, you'll know it. But if they're...
And trust me, by the way, there is nothing we can do, because if you want to try and work with APIs and things like that, then no, leave them alone.
It crashes. It honestly crashes as well. So I'm sort of half scared to even touch anything. In fact, I'll show you actually what the red line looks like.
Don't touch anything.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Where is it? Here's the red line, look. So, but that's set up for qualifying, so walk on down.
Oh, that's predictive.
Yeah, but there will be a red line. There will be a red line if something happens, and it will go down the order. Bono's looking like he's got something. So if there's a driver out, we'll have a thing. No, I'm not. Don't worry about it, Tilla. Don't worry about it. Oh, Gasly's on Schumacher. Gasly's going to have a go.
First time.
Where is it? Who's in the pit? Is someone in the pit lane and we're not seeing it? Because I'm seeing overtakes changing. I'm seeing overtakes changing on the board. But no one's out at the moment, so yeah. There you go, Tilla. And that was a graphic that, well, we saw that back in America and it confused us too. So there's a red line now to know where it comes through. Ted's in the pits.
Penalty. And I think as you've already said, they didn't do 5 seconds. They did, was it 4.7 or 4.8? So it was 4.8 for the front. Yeah, so with my expensive Japanese chronograph, I timed this 5-second penalty, they did 6 seconds and 15, 6.6 seconds and 15. So 6 seconds and a tenth. So they're playing it very, very safe at AlphaTauri, just to check that everything was okay, and indeed it was. While you're watching all those fights, Lance Stroll stopped a second time.
Right.
So he's now on the soft tyres. Let's see what he can do, but he's down in 18th. And surely Hamilton's only hope now, Mercedes' only hope, is he's keeping the gap to within 10 seconds. Max Verstappen hasn't managed to go more than 10 seconds ahead of Hamilton, but that's a very healthy lead. It's just a hope and wish, really, that the Red Bull's medium tyre goes off. But then what did Red Bull do? As Max has shown himself to be well adept at managing the tyres here so far this afternoon, I think they seem fairly happy with it so far.
Cheers, Tedos. Down to the pits then. Mr. Ted Kravitz, such a shining beacon of light in Formula One as well, and speaks the truth as well.
Got a lot of
Am I overdoing it a bit?
No.
Good. Just want to be sure.
Just the right amount.
Lovely. 45 of 71, 27 to go, 58 minutes left on the clock then as well. We've run safety car free, and at the moment, everybody's running. Where's Synthal? Synth? You need to hop in the box and then go out again. That usually causes something.
Yeah, hopefully we'll get a yellow.
Yeah.
We need something, please.
Fingers crossed, but still, we'll get something.
It's driving me insane.
Something will happen. It's a bit quiet.
Quiet.
Just trying to jig up something to come out now, aren't we? Yeah.
Calm. Totally calm and quiet. Have a yellow.
It's peaceful.
Let's have reverse psychology. Stay green.
I'll ask you a question, Josh, while we wait. What was more exciting this morning or this?
This morning's cricket match was actually
In fact,
more exciting.
Forget that. What was more exciting, Saturday or this? Or whatever it was.
Saturday. I'll tell you what, my night out last night was more exciting than this Grand Prix, and usually I don't like nights out, but last night an absolutely cracking time.
And that's saying something. It was Cleethorpes.
Yes, I know. Come on, let's see some action. Ricardo's into the pit lane. Joe 8, Ocon 9, Bottas 10, Slipstream 3 into 1. Is it going to go in towards the first corner? Well, Ocon's passed, Bottas passed, Joe's dropped down. There's going to be no contact between the two teammates there, so...
What's it going to take for there to be a yellow at this track?
Latifi's running last.
Who are you with right now?
He's solo behind Charles Leclerc. Although,
Latifi, it is your time to shine.
Although my personal bet is that Leclerc will drop it at turn 8. That is honestly what I think.
One of them has to go.
Leclerc will crash at turn 8 and put it in the wall again, just like he did in practice. Because
there can only be one L name.
Yeah, he's been sliding it all day. This is a replay from the top angle as well. What do you think, Max?
I think it was a smooth overtake, though. Honestly, what in the world was going on?
Got a coughing fit now.
Just like, what in the world was going on?
It's madness out there. Joe's just backed out. He said, nope, not going to get involved in this. Let them go.
Why not?
Joe's on medium, so he could have actually thought that. But Bottas and Ocon, I think, on the hard compound tyre. Ocon's on the mediums. Bottas definitely on hards, though. I know that, because I can see the white markings down towards turn 1. Joe pits. That's why, Megs. Joe's in the pits for his second stop of the day.
Also, Joe probably thought I've already had one big crash for sure.
Silverstone, yeah. Flying upside down as well. He came back saying he liked Australia.
They like Australia where it always rains.
I thought you were going to say he came back to say he liked flying, and I was going to be like, what?
Yeah, no, he liked Australia. Down under.
Well, I personally think we should only play cricket in sunny countries like England.
Yeah. To be fair, I think the cricket match with 20 F1 drivers would be more fun to watch than this Grand Prix at the moment, because not a lot is happening.
As long as Danny Rick doesn't throw something in your face.
Well, I hate to say it, but Ian Birch might actually be onto something. It's sort of become his catchphrase. With 15 laps to go, anything is possible. That's when the Grand Prix becomes exciting.
When are we going to be 15 laps?
In 10 laps' time. There's 25 laps to go. Well, we've done 47 of the 71.
Wait.
25 to go.
Wait. Everyone's done one pit stop apart from Stroll. That ain't right.
Oh, no, that's gained and lost.
No, before.
Yeah,
that ain't right. I'm sorry, that ain't right. I swear I've seen
the pits.
So yeah, Stroll's pitted.
Only Stroll's done 2, but that ain't right. I've seen more.
To update you on the Twitter situation, by the way.
Oh, go on.
It's
no.
gone very, very wrong. The amount of Team LH that's in my timeline now, purely because I support Ted Kravitz, it makes me shiver.
Whoa.
I thought I'd muted the word, but apparently not.
Anything's possible, you know, Tom. You're one of them now. You're Team LH. You'll be having hashtag blessed in your profile. Team LH. Goat, all that. Yeah. No. The Team LH fans do though. Actually, no. Lewis does have Team LH in his banner, doesn't he? On his.
They really have that.
8-time world champion.
8-time world champion. F1 fixed or FX'd as well is the trending one.
Lewis is good, though personally I still believe that Michael Schumacher's the greatest.
Max Verstappen tried to cool Lewis Hamilton at Monza, all that lot. Lewis Hamilton defended himself at Silverstone. Hashtag get Michael Masi. Hashtag hunt Michael Masi. Hashtag Michael Mazzalisa. Something else we can't say on the broadcast. Which was all
Can
true.
I guess the first letter?
Yes, you can.
See?
Yes, you're right. Yeah. Everything as well that I've just said is what was actually on Twitter in Abu Dhabi, because we had the tweet deck open in practice. The first day of pre-season testing, there was no coverage. Do you remember, Tom? You were on it, I think, actually, as well. Oh, that's F1 Russell.
So Georgia looks like it's a bit like Miami. They will come in eventually. So Perez will have to do 20 laps longer stint than what you did on the medium to get to the end.
Do you know, they're right. This race is just like Miami. Nothing happened in Miami. And then on lap 46, Lando Norris decided he was bored of driving and crashed into the side of Sebastian Vettel.
Lando, get bored.
Yeah, go on, Tom.
We did pick it up on the thing on the world feed. Kenny Piquet's just been filmed letting out a massive yawn, and Mattia Binotto's just been pictured letting out a massive yawn. So I think he's rubbing off on everyone.
Yeah, this isn't a great race, is it, at all? I mean, I'm the first to say it. It's had some bits, like the start. Megan's now yawning as well, but there's
Before
nothing
you
going
even
on.
said that, I wanted to yawn.
Nothing's going on. M. Tiller is saying, I have to agree about Michael Schumacher, and I do hope he's doing well. In fact, I was just talking about him to another friend recently about something that
Hamilton.
Hamilton's still having dropouts in power, which means he's going to win the Grand Prix by about 3 minutes. To continue with Tiller's points here, in fact, I was just talking about him to another friend recently about something that happened before between him and Mika Hakkinen in Spain 2001. Hakkinen's engine blew up in the last lap, so he DNF'd. Schumacher won, apologised about Hakkinen, who got a lift back to the pits to his teammate David Coulthard at the time. Michael came out and gave him a hug. I remember that race. I draw a little fact, that's the first ever race that was recorded for me and was kept permanently. The 2001 Spanish Grand Prix. And
You were too.
And the music that introduces our Spanish Grand Prix weekend. Feels like the sunshine. All that lot.
You were 2 years
My
old.
God, this is derailed.
Yeah, that introduces our programmes. No, it was May 2001. So 2, yeah.
Yeah, 2.
Yeah, 2, yeah. First Grand Prix that was kept for me.
Does that... When did you pick up the microphone? Was it later that year?
Later on that year, yeah.
Christmas.
No, it was it was Rebecca's 13th.
So August.
It was Rebecca's 13th party, I think. Yeah, August. That year. Yeah. Anyway,
3 months later.
3 months later, it has derailed massively as well. You're right. I put that Instagram at Joshua Birch 99 on Instagram, by the way, if you want to see the first time I held a microphone in my life. A photo was taken of me on Instagram at Joshua Birch 99 at BURCH is the thing.
Also, I'm obsessed with looking at pictures of Joshua as a baby. He was so cute.
Thanks. Actually, thank you. There's Martin Garrix as well. He's the man who's taken over the F1 DJ as well this weekend, and he'll be producing as well. I'm just going to write his name down ready for the podium ceremony. Tom, what have you got for us?
Not much. I'm holding my hand like this because my mouse is just disconnected and the cable is so short that I have to put it on top of my PC.
All right, well, Ricardo's going to have a go on Tsunoda for 11th position. Tsunoda dives to the inside line. Ricardo goes down the outside line. Tsunoda doesn't drive into him. Ricardo doesn't want to go through. Well, Ricardo actually, he got a burst of power in the mid part of turn 2, was really on the back of him now. Down, opens up the DRS towards turn 4. Go on, Ricardo, give us some excitement. You're an Aussie, you know what to do. Round the outside, can he do it?
Bash into him.
He's not that type of Aussie, he's not Jack Miller. Round the outside, come on, find the inside line. He's going to go for it in the hip in 5 and 6. Slip the car on the inside, that's it, brilliant.
Bash in.
On the inside,
Yes,
contact. And over
yes!
there goes Tsunoda. Tsunoda up in the air!
Yes!
And he's out of the Grand Prix! I don't believe it! Tsunoda! And can he continue?
He did bash into him! Debris up! Yes!
I don't believe it! He is actually a proper Aussie! Debris flying on the track, Tsunoda's in the path now, yellow flag is out!
Why isn't it out there?
No, yellow flag's out!
It was never brought out.
Yeah,
Why?
well, it's still out. There's a local yellow and white flag. He's got faster cars approaching him as well.
Oh my God, this is
He
dangerous.
heard me.
20
Was
laps to
that
go.
an unsafe rejoin, Josh?
Where are
That
the double
looks-
wave
Yeah.
yellows?
Well, we've got yellows out there, and now only following him.
He heard me.
Yeah, he did.
Well, you see, I think the issue there was that because it's
Rossi.
not raining, Daniel Ricciardo had no idea what to do. He didn't understand what to do with all the extra grip he had.
Yeah, he doesn't understand how to do it, but he actually did it. I can't believe it. I thought that was going to be a great move. The Sonoda turned in. He listened to Megan for once. There's a yellow flag following Sonoda. That's it. It's gone in now. The yellow's gone in now, but it's not going to cause a safety car. It's not going to cause...
I didn't want that. I just want a little bit of excitement.
Broken rear suspension, I think, for Sonoda. It must be something. The toe link must be broken. Is Ted down in the pits? Ted.
So far, it doesn't actually look like there's too much damage, but they are going to change that front wing anyway. The tyres need to be changed. It's the soft tyres going on, and that nose is very recalcitrant. They're trying to get it off, and nothing so far. In fact, no, I think they've seen something that's terminal.
It's out!
Yeah, they have.
Bye-bye.
It must be the front suspension, because there was a new nose ready. They didn't change it. They could see something was going on.
Okay, cheers, Ted. Talk us through then, Josh.
Yeah, here it is going up to turn 6. Daniel Ricciardo tries going the inside and it just didn't work. That's here from Sonoda.
What the bleep is he doing?
Okay, that's it.
We've
said Kravitz hasn't got television pictures out there in the pit lane, but what does he mean? There's clearly not a lot of damage. There was stuff flying off the car.
Yeah, clearly. Is Ricciardo going to say anything on the radio? What do you think? What did you think of that then, Tom, from race director's point of view? Oh, hit Sonoda's.
Well, it was almost a fair move from Daniel Ricciardo, but to be fair, I mean, Sonoda should have known he was there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Ricciardo's fault, but Sonoda isn't exactly an innocent party.
Yeah.
Side pod's damaged. He's got a massive hole in it. He wouldn't have been able to continue, so he is out of the Grand Prix.
That was another case of a flying car.
Max.
Sonoda. What is he doing? Hold on, Hamilton.
I'll be on the wrong tyre, mate.
No, you're not on the
So
wrong
I think
tyre.
we're on the right tyre. We're going to get to the end on this, no sweat.
Yeah, but he's not going to win the Grand Prix again. Hamilton. I've got a feeling, that Sao Paulo, Hamilton might win it. I've said it all year long. It'll be his last shot, and he might do it.
Well, you might just be right as Liberty Media in charge of Formula 1.
Yes, yeah. Perfect.
Okay, I need to stop being harsh on Liberty.
Sonoda, do you know what Ricciardo was doing? He was turning. What were you doing? You were turning into him.
Megan.
Guaranteed it's exactly what I wanted to happen. So, you dare blame Danny Rick for this?
No, we'll blame you.
I will make sure that side pod is a lot more damaged.
Well, to be fair, it was...
It is now under investigation.
With a sledgehammer.
Okay, so it's under investigation as well. Megan is F1 Mafia as well, if you want to know. To be fair, you were calling for that.
The Aussies.
You said the Aussie did it. He is Jack Miller. Perez has got the fast lap, by the way, coming through. But for Yuki Tsunoda...
I was delivered by an Australian.
That's true, actually, you were.
Got the spirit.
Well, Tsunoda was out of the race on lap 1 on his first appearance last year, and his 100% DNF record continues. At Mexico, he's out now and finishes 20th for the second year running. As now, actually, just to let Tiller know as well, as I'm sure you're watching, there's the red line. So the red line for the driver is out of the Grand Prix. Tsunoda, and that'll go up for the drivers throughout the Grand Prix. Everyone else has just been lapped. Just Gasly trying to go left and right. Gasly's on the extreme dirty in the part of the track, trying to pass Vettel. Gasly all out of control, goes a bit wide. Vettel tries to come back round the outside line. He's got the power, but also here comes racist Valtteri Bottas on the inside. No, it's the other one. It's Zhou Guan Yu, who nearly takes off his front wing, trying to take off Sebastian Vettel. It's all chaotic now with 17 laps to go in the race.
This is better.
Well, this is better, isn't it? What's happened?
See how much of a smile I have now?
Yeah. Have the race directors inhaled some sort of hallucinogenic? This is great. And now, both with the DRS down to full throttle, Tom.
Yeah, just about able to get through there. Sebastian Vettel. Is, I think we chose life over death there. Otherwise, they were both going into the wall. But it's again a 10-second time penalty for Daniel Ricciardo, according to Glitch.
Why?
Okay, so this is because... Well, I thought Tsunoda turned in on him, actually. Let's
he
take a look.
did!
Ricardo's entitled to the space, I would say, Tom, and Tsunoda just turned in on him.
He did.
So, the nature of that corner, in fairness, Tsunoda should have seen him coming. That doesn't mean that it wasn't a silly move from Daniel Ricciardo as Zhou's attacking Vettel. Vettel able to hold on to the position. It doesn't mean that... it doesn't mean that Ricciardo shouldn't have gone for the move. He wasn't for me, significantly enough alongside. I mean,
Oh,
again,
Zhou's sorry, it's
Tsunoda-
going to crash it. Tom Zhou's trying to go back around the outside in towards turn 4. He's not going to make it, actually, so I cut you off for nothing there, but this is a close little battle. We'll just wait until after, because Zhou's going to dive on the inside line at 5 and 6. No, he's seen what happened with Ricciardo. He's not going to do it. Back to you, Tom.
Well, at the end of the day, the nature of that corner as well, they may argue that because it's technically one corner and he wasn't alongside into the braking zone, then it was Tsunoda's corner and Ricciardo's got to relinquish. So that will be the argument. That will be why he's got the penalty. And maybe if it was turn 1 or a hairpin, then it would go a different way. But at the end of the day, that I think for once is a fair enough ruling.
Yeah.
There was a curse, and it wasn't
Remember,
ready.
as well, it has caused him onto DNF. So I think
Had to be a penalty.
Just say night to
Yeah.
Mum.
Oh, right, okay. I don't get these text messages. Oh, yes, you did.
Yeah.
Mum's not. Our mother's not actually here at the moment. She's in Israel on holiday with our sister. Our sister's taken her there as well on a trip as well. So that's why we're sort of flying solo this week as well, counting the days until Friday. Anyway,
Josh.
go on.
I have to walk
Yes,
to
Josh.
college
go on.
tomorrow.
10 minutes ago, a certain Matt Gallagher tweeted, surely we aren't going to see in big bold capital letters, everyone finish the round in big bold capital letters, this car killer of a circuit.
Yeah, and now, yeah, so it's okay, so it's Matt Gallagher and Megan's fault then. It's them two's faults.
It's for two
I
ends.
wonder if the one season. No. WTF for.
I must admit, I am very happy. And 15 laps to go now. Get ready. Hope. I love a bit
Keep
of
my eyes
drama.
open for 15 more laps. I think we'll be in for a good one.
Hopefully we're in for a good one. If that's what we get outside of the 15 laps.
Sorry, just replying to Mum. I think that takes priority of this boring Grand Prix to begin with.
It does.
Just letting, because she's in Israel in a different time zone. Actually, she's on
Two
close. she's
hours
close-
ahead of us.
Yeah, she's 2 hours ahead of us. So it's.
Is it free now?
Yes. So it's nearly midnight over there. In fact, it is midnight. What else going on in there? It's 11. It's 12:21.
Hold on. I'm gonna see what time it is over there.
Anyway. Well, just getting back to the action then as well, as you guys did amazing following it as well. Verstappen leads by 11.8 seconds, which means if he finishes this Grand Prix, he will win 14 Grand Prix in a single season, breaking the record set first by Michael Schumacher in 2004, then later equalled by Sebastian Vettel in 2013.
No, 2 hours.
And it will be It will be an absolute record breaker in Formula One. Perez, for the second year running, is due to finish in third, but he might just get ahead of Hamilton. And Tom, question to you: if Perez is second, will Max drop back and let him take his home Grand Prix win, or is Max that selfish?
I think he's a competitor. Never mind selfish. I think. I still think Hamilton's going to win this race. I'm not being funny. I think Hamilton's going to win this race. It's going to be a late safety car.
Is that a lap or is that for overtake? No, it's Ricciardo passing Bottas into turn 1.
Woo!
Yay, nice move. Brad, hi Brad, has just said.
Username Tom.
Yeah, Brad's just asked, this is the worst race of the season, boring season, end it now. Remember Miami? That was a ball fest. This has had some moments, but yeah, this is one of the worst. And I think Tom as well and Josh, we'll go to Tom first. The letdown that was last year, sorry, the brilliance of last year has led to a letdown this year.
I don't remember last year, so it can't have been that good.
What, 2020? One? You don't remember?
No, I don't remember the race. If you reminded me, I probably.
I was on about the season.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I see what you mean. He was
Last
referring
year's,
to the season.
yeah. Last
yes.
year's Mexico
No, I
race
definitely
was-
remember last year.
Yeah.
But
I don't remember last year's race.
I don't remember a lot of things when it comes to races. There's so many.
Oh, Hamilton.
I just stick to
And it was same lap time for Verstappen. He's been running in free air. Only 2 more cars ahead.
Yeah, then I think Lewis might just start closing in, Tom.
Perhaps. Let's wait and see. It's going to be difficult for Verstappen to get to the end anyway. They're lucky that they've got Perez there so that Hamilton can't do a Spain, however, or Hungary or whatever it's called now after 8 times that exact situation played out. But I think it's going to be It's going to be an interesting one.
Josh, what have you got for us?
Nothing.
Lovely. It's that type of Grand Prix, isn't it? As Vettel was
of those
battling
days.
with Zhou. Zhou has passed. Vettel up to 14th. Great little side-by-side.
Do you know what I was just thinking about? The first race I remember. Abu Dhabi 2009,
Mum's-
when I was 4.
I think Mum's drunk.
Oh yeah, she sent the same to me.
Okay, yeah, Mum's drunk. As
In
well.
Spain, where she's going to bed at 11 or so, and she
She's
might
been
not
to the
be.
winery, hasn't she?
No, that was a couple of days ago. But also remember, she wasn't feeling that well.
Oh yeah, she's probably hungover and now drunk again. It's not typical.
Who knows?
Anyway.
I have got something for you.
Oh,
now, though.
brilliant. Go on, Josh.
Everyone down from Alonso is lapped, and Latifi is lapped, has been lapped 2 times.
Oh yeah, Latifi has been up twice. I know, the graphic here.
I knew he was slow. In fact.
Well, Tom, I feel sorry that this is the race that we've dragged you on for this year. Again.
How about the next race?
Well, Ian Burge is back in Sao Paulo.
14.
All right, that could work. We'll have a look. That could be interesting. But yeah, Tom, I definitely want you on more Grand Prix next season, so if you're up for it.
Not if this is the look I bring.
Well, you were, Belgium was good.
Belgium was all right.
Actually, Belgium had Hamilton flying in the year, and this one's had Tsunoda, so
Russell.
you've brought it.
Still not happy with this tyre.
We know.
Russell's still not happy. Go on, Tom.
Oh, I'm just sick of the moaning, man. It's like I'm not happy on this track. You've got 11 laps to go. Just stomach it.
Traditions.
Nothing's going to happen. He knows he can't change the tyre. He knows it's not going to do anything, so just stop whining.
Thank you.
There's a lot of debris.
Someone else.
A lot of debris at turn 6, actually. I'm surprised they haven't deployed a virtual safety car just to clean that up a little bit, actually.
You've been driving me around a twist for ages.
Do you know?
Oh, hello.
Oh, what have you got, Josh?
There's been another lap time deleted, and Megan, you might want to cover your ears. It's Alonso.
No penalty, though. Although Alonso has just been lapped by Sergio Perez at the Folasol. So he's battling with Ocon as well at the moment. Megan's now having a panic attack. You're right. You're right. Hamilton, we do.
That medium looks quick, mate. They're going to go to the end.
That median does look quick, and they are going to go to the end. Get off. Damaging your mic now as they come through. And the two Alpines go side by side. And is that Ocon passing Alonso? It is, and Ricciardo's going to pass him too into turn 1. Ricciardo almost hits off Alonso. My God, that was close to the braking zone.
Hit off Ocon, not Alonso.
Alonso loses 2 places in the space of 1 corner. Now Ricciardo's got a slipstream battle on with Esteban Ocon down towards turn 4. Pulls out to the outside line as well. Side by side, Ocon defends. Is Ocon going to try the same trick twice? These two have caused controversy in this part of the track. Let's take a look, and he's done it again. He's done it again. He fails to hit the accelerator. There's Esteban Ocon, and he caught Ricciardo out ever so slightly. That's a good trick there from Esteban. Tom, are we going to see that on the lobbies tonight then, for people doing Mexico after the race on the F1 games, just lifting it apart? Yeah.
If I was to tell you some of the some of the stuff that I have seen around this track in F1 games, you wouldn't believe it was the same track. But in terms of driver stats, in terms of Mexico, keep it Mexican themed.
Unbelievable, mate. What a season. What a season.
It ain't over yet, mate.
Let's keep fighting.
I'm not sure what he's referring to there, but anyway, in terms of fastest laps, Sergio Perez would now go joint 5th with Ricardo Perez de Lara for 34 fastest laps set in a race.
Ricciardo goes to the inside line, trying to overtake Ocon, does it down to turn 1. Russell laps Alonso as well. And Alonso referring, what a season. I presume that's a miserable season he's had.
It ain't over. And also, miserable season. Alonso, stop feeling sorry for yourself. I don't know, you're my favourite driver. Though seriously, you've been up the leaderboard.
2 5ths this year.
So much this season. You've led a lap this season. Given you haven't had a win since, what, 2013?
Alonso,
2012?
Didn't Alonso lead Japan?
Be happy.
Alonso led in Japan, didn't he?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought he did.
Yeah. And,
just be happy you got something.
That sounded quite sarcastic from Alonso, let's say.
Vettel didn't get that.
Vettel's been saying the same thing this weekend about Aston Martin. Go on, Tom.
On the note of that stat that I just said, that is including, from what I can tell, that's including racing as a whole. It's from the driverdb.com database, so it talks about racing as a whole, not just Formula 1. By my reckoning, Sergio Perez might be the Mexican with the most fastest laps in Formula 1.
How many has he got? 9 this weekend, yeah.
Oh, 33 in his racing career as a whole.
Yeah, okay. 9 in, this will be 8 in F1, but now 9, won't it? And this is Ricciardo at the S's. Snap of oversteer coming through as well. It's not caused that much of a problem. You've got to admit, what is the appeal of Mexico as a Formula 1 venue? Sergio Perez. I think that's it. We don't have memorable races here, do we? We don't have memorable... Go on.
2017, 2018 and 2019 were quite memorable.
Yeah, right. I can't remember.
You had the Sebastian Vettel Charlie Whiting run, which aged, well, let's just say, not great.
Yeah, did it.
Charlie Whiting.
Yeah, we all miss Charlie Whiting, don't we?
What happened to the race directors since?
Charlie died and Michael took over.
Messed it up.
It's history.
Yeah. Go on, Tom.
The rest is history.
Yeah. I still regret it. Little story time here with Letty loves to go. I was at testing in 2019 as well at Barcelona 2 weeks before Australia and 2 weeks before Charlie Whiting sadly died as well in that hotel room in Australia. Gasly's crash happened right in front of us as well, and we were there. And Charlie came out in the car and I saw him as well. So I saw Charlie Whiting, but on the final day of the test, I was in the paddock and I was up in the race control building because there's a lovely restaurant at the top of the stand in Barcelona. There's a restaurant, lovely thing. And alongside it is the race control building. And because we all had passes, is that slowing Latifi? No, he's just getting out of the way. Because we all had passes, we went into the race control building because we could. And obviously we didn't go in the race control room, but it was during the lunch break. So we used the race control's bathroom, but when we came out, alongside it was this door that says race director. And I could hear Charlie in there, and I regret it to this day that I didn't knock on the door and talk to Charlie. I regret it every single day of my life. I really did. I would have loved to knock on. I would have knocked on the door and said to Charlie, "You are amazing on what you did. Thank you so much for what you did for Formula 1." I never did it, and 2 weeks later he died, and I couldn't believe it. I'd missed the opportunity. I wish I would knocked on the door.
In fairness, he could have been doing some intensive work.
That's what I thought.
But it sort of ruins everything.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
It might not have even been him.
Yeah, I didn't want to knock on the door and not be there, but I do regret it. I do regret not
For all you know,
knocking on the
it
door.
could not have been him.
Yeah, it could have been Michael Mazzi, who was also there that weekend as well, because he was his deputy that year. But I do regret not knocking on the door, but at least I got to see Charlie, and at least I was in the race control area as well, as Ricciardo slips up the inside now as well of one of the Alpines, and that's Alonso! Is that Fernando? Please no! Where is it? We're looking on the screen.
It's turn one. It's
Alonso!
turn 1.
With 7 laps to go!
Smoking.
Fernando Alonso is out of the Mexican Grand Prix! And it's game over! Engine failure, look, it's oil!
You knew he had a problem.
Virtual.
Oil! Virtual safety car's been deployed, but look at the oil line, Tom!
Yeah, I was reading Twitter. Apparently he did have a problem. Sky F1 were apparently also oblivious to it. But, obviously that was the reason for the message. He knew he had a problem, was nursing it to the end, and it's gone pop on him. So Fernando Alonso, obviously really frustrated. It's only going to be a VSC. He's too far out.
Tom, there's oil on the track. If we can't continue, remember the protocol. Either the race finishes behind a full safety car or the red flag comes out. Remember, that's the protocol. In the last 5 laps of a Grand Prix, we go to a red flag procedure. They've got the car out of the way quick. I really hope they've noticed the oil on the track, otherwise it's going to be a bit of a slippy thing into turn 1. Let's take a look at it then. So here comes Alonso. It's going to go bang through it. There it goes, bang into the braking zone. Oh, and an explosion of parts, it seems, on the track as well. And then when does the oil line start? Let's listen in. Green flag. Turbo. Green flag, race on. So the race resumes. We're not going to go safety car. We're not going to go red. But Fernando Alonso is out of the Grand Prix.
And fair play to Alonso as well. Clapped to the Mexican fans who were cheering for him as he got out the car. So at least he's got a little bit of integrity. And, well, he says hello to them as he goes by as well. But 6 laps to go now. And, well, I think that was it. I think that was the drama.
There is your box.
Oh, George, stop!
Stay out. Have we stayed out? Tyres are gone. Well, his tyres will be more gone than yours.
Well, I would pin him for fastest lap, to be fair, because then it takes a point away from Red Bull and catches up to Ferrari. And this is Bottas, I think, under the yellow, and did Bottas... oh, hang on. Was that a move for Bottas under the virtual safety car? What's going on there, then?
Was the LED board was flashing green.
Okay.
Yeah, it's look on the left-hand side. With George, he's definitely one of my favourite drivers. But honestly, there's no need to pit. He's only 5 seconds behind Perez. Literally, all Perez has to do is lock up into a corner and the race is back on for them. So it's not really.
Yeah, you're right. 5 seconds. I'm just checking on Megan, who seems to have gone into a little bit of a lay down in the commentary box. Are you okay? Oh, let's have from Hamilton.
Which can happen.
You shut up as well.
Yeah, Lewis is going for it now as well. 14.4 actually, so to be fair, Max did pull a gap in the VSC. Don't know how that's possible. High Grown Win says, where's Ferrari's pace gone this weekend? Strategy. That's simple. Are you okay, Megan? Why couldn't it have been Ocon? Come on. Come on, why Alonso? Come on.
Let's go back to banning team radio and bring back pit bulls.
Yes.
I know they can't see them, but I'm sick of them now. I'm sick of them.
Come on, Megan.
It's only because today's been boring, but I'm sick of it.
Yes. Speak to me, Megan. Are you alright, Megan? No. Megan's actually now just laid in the commentary box, not wanting to do anything. Just laid on the chair, actually. She's sort of slumped over. So, your favourite driver's gone out of the Grand Prix. I'm not surprised.
For me, it's already over.
Okay, so we'll move Alonso's name up then, as you can see the line moving up. So 2 retirements in this Grand Prix, 1 board with Pierre Gasly as well. 14.4 then, Tom. Race over. Hamilton, I suppose, has a right to question where it's gone because it was a bit of a big gap.
Yes, but I don't have the right to hear it. So,
Megs, you're gonna have to talk a bit louder.
Of all the people.
Of all the people. Yes, I know Alonso, and that will be Alonso's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th DNF of the season for Fernando. As Gasly's trying to get through Albon. Hey, Albon's 11th. Albon's on the verge of points here. He snuck through from nowhere.
I think he's lapped Latifi.
Oh, and he has. He's lapped Latifi. Albon's lapped Latifi. Bye, Nick. Don't do the last 3 races. We won't notice anyway. Is that harsh?
Hang on.
It's true.
Let's reel it back in.
What does he bring? Nothing.
He's 52 seconds off of Magnussen.
Look, I said what I said.
He is 2 laps down. He's 3 laps to go, by the way. He's 2 laps down. He's 52.395 off the pace. Little Hour says, how dare you disrespect the god that is Latifi.
As I said what I said. I mean, I think Nicholas Latifi is the real deal. Just not having it well enough.
If Latifi was driving for a top team, would he be a world champion?
No.
End on.
Listen, I'm not stupid.
Should I go and get the clip of you, Tom, saying that Nicholas Latifi would win the Indy 500?
Yeah, might be needed.
He will. He will do well in IndyCar. Honestly, I'm not even joking.
Gasly on the outside, trying to pass Albon, and he's done it. Albon sort of jumped out the way there. Gasly slips through for 11th, so Albon down to 12th.
Latifi would only win if everyone else crashed.
You're going to have to start talking a bit louder.
Latifi would only win if everyone else crashed out.
Fair point. I said talk louder.
Fair, happens in Indy 500 like every year, so.
Marcus Ericsson, for instance. I still love that. I said Marcus Ericsson would win a week before anybody else.
He's a talented driver.
I made at the end of qualifying, Matt White and Matthew Owen said he was going to win the Indy 500, and because I'd seen every single session and sat through every single hour, for 2 weeks, I made my informed decision and said, Marcus Ericsson will win the Indy 500. He's been the most confident, and he did it. I was so happy.
If Nicholas Latifi does go to the IndyCar now, then I have, unfortunately, as Verstappen, by the way, set out on his final lap of the race. That was Sergio Perez. Never mind. False alarm. God, they're going to clip me on Twitter now, like they do Crofty when he confuses two drivers. But
Russell
anyway.
boxes!
Oh, Russell into the box as well.
Well, hang on.
Stay there.
Soft tyres. So
What's the point?
Fastest lap, get it away from Perez.
Should have done about 3 laps again.
That's pandering, isn't it, Tom? You've been on about that. It's pandering to Russell. Sunshine.
Well, I can sort of see. I wouldn't get him out, but he's got another lap to do. I mean, it's just seemed needless.
Groman says, I could have made this race more exciting. Sabotage Red Bull and give them a soft medium strat.
I agree.
Well, we're simple when you need simple.
Let's put pins in their tyres.
Since hopefully he might be joining us for the sprint race in Brazil as well, because it's on qualifying. Can't remember. I don't know when he's joining us next actually, but he'll be in a practice. Sprint weekend always changes up the teams. I much prefer a normal weekend. Final lap then. The call for the Mexico City Grand Prix, which feels like it's taken part in Miami for all this excitement it's had.
What a surprise, Verstappen wins again.
You have to, come on, I know Alonso's tried.
What a surprise, Verstappen wins again.
Well, it's going to be an historic moment, you know. No other Formula One driver has ever won 14 races in a single season. It will be F1 history in the making. Schumacher won all those races back in 2004. Took a massive amount of victory as well. So many wins in that F1 2004 Ferrari. Then, of course, Red Bull previously dominated 2013. He won 9 races running, Sebastian Vettel. And then he won 4 in the first half of the season. Sebastian Vettel did it, equalised it, couldn't go one better because he lost out on 1 Grand Prix early on. But for Max Verstappen, Saudi Arabia, Emilia-Romagna, Miami, Spain, Azerbaijan, Canada, France, Hungary, Belgium, Netherlands, Italy, then it's Japan, then it's America, then it's Mexico. Max Verstappen wins the Mexico City Grand Prix and breaks the record for most wins in a single season of Formula One. The record has stood since 2004, equalled in 2013, beaten in 2022 by the world champion. Lewis Hamilton finishes second, and Sergio Perez on home soil finishes third. The exact same podium result as 2021.
Fastest lap.
Could go still to Russell though, because look, first sector faster, second sector faster. Russell's coming across the line now. Can he do it before we have to listen to Max?
He's purple.
He's done it! He's done it!
Accomplish, Max. And a very, very special number 14. Fantastic.
Amazing, guys. What a fantastic race again. 14 wins. Unbelievable. What a season.
Well, mate, that is a new record. 14 Grand Prix victories. That's the most race wins we've ever had in a season. So, absolutely congratulations. Very, very well done.
Yeah, double podium as well. That's amazing here in Mexico. Well done, guys.
You do not cease to amaze me, I have to say. It's very special.
Nigel Mansell broke the record with 9 victories in 1992 in the Williams FW14B. Lewis Hamilton broke it with 11 wins in 2014 as well in a single season. Sebastian Vettel equalled Michael Schumacher in 2013 with 13 wins. Schumacher, though, 13 in 2004, the dominant year when he won the opening 4 Grand Prix. And then Max Verstappen here in 2022, 14-time Grand Prix winner in a single season. The most dominant car in Formula One history. The most dominant driver in a single season of F1 history. It's not Lewis Hamilton, it's Max Verstappen. Here's Lewis now.
Mega job, everyone. Great job with the pit stop. Thanks for continuing to push.
just too quick for us today. But let's keep pushing, man. It's getting closer.
Yeah, too right, Lewis. It is getting closer. Not far now.
Yeah, Lewis, I think we were very fast in hindsight. Maybe not the right tire choice, but we keep pushing.
Sao Paulo?
Hopefully.
Yeah. Okay, Mex, what do you make of the race? Then I can let you go.
A little bit dull in the beginning, but it's livened up and then just sad.
Thanks, Mex. See you in Sao Paulo. And see you in a week in the final of MotoGP.
Bye-bye.
Mexican theme all around then, Tom. Perez did get it. 1:20.153 in the end, fastest lap. Dull Grand Prix, but Max Verstappen, F1 record holder, the most dominant driver in F1 history in a single season is Max Verstappen. Wow. You can't say he doesn't deserve it anymore, can you? What more do you want him to do?
But he does deserve it, but come on, there's 23 races now in a year. I mean, let's be completely fair. It's impressive. It's a dominant season, and it's probably going to be looked back at one of his best. But still, you know, let's not be too over the top. I think there's a reason why he's not totally celebrating.
Fair point. Josh, what did you make of this one then, and what do you think of it? A record breaker for Max Verstappen. Perez still not victorious though in his own Grand Prix.
Yeah, absolutely amazing for Max Verstappen, and at least we didn't have Tim Cook wave in the checkered flag for such a historical moment as well. But it would have been nice to see Perez win. It will happen one year, but it's a matter of when, as all of the barriers come out for the Mexican fans.
I think it's going to be one of the quickest and easiest Grand Prix reviews we've ever done. There's nothing to talk about. So if you two want to let go of that, I'll handle it on my own if you want.
Yes, I should pop off soon anyway, so it's my work to do. So.
Yes, I'll let Josh go as well. Ah, look at that though. Perez's mum and dad there then, and big kisses. I mean, Sergio got a podium last year, and his dad went absolutely crazy. I hope he's going to do the same this weekend.
No, it's the norm now. It's the norm.
Gotta do it. Come on, Checker. Okay, well, Red Bull have specifically requested somebody who will interview the race winner Max Verstappen, who isn't from Sky Sports F1, because apparently Red Bull dominate who they talk to these days. I really wished...
I'd love them to put Ted on these interviews.
Yeah, I was about to say that. I really hope that they put Ted to interview it. I would have loved that. If just a one-upmanship and a middle finger is that Ted is doing the post-race interviews. But I believe it's going to be...
No.
Yeah, it's not going to be him. It's going to be Marc Genet from Ferrari. So slightly more controversial. Let's go down to Marc Genet.
Well, hello everybody. Hola todos. Max Verstappen.
Who's from Sky Italy, by the way?
Tell me, first going on the race, which was the key point? Because everybody spoke about the start, and you did great, you know. Do you think that was a very important key to win that race?
Yeah, of course that helped me out a lot for the rest of the race, to stay in the lead after turn one. Of course, you're also on a different strategy to the cars around us, but yeah, again, an incredible result. The pace of the car was again, yeah, really nice. We had to look after our tires because it was a very long stint on the medium, but we made it work.
You've been to many, many podiums, but have you ever seen something like that with such a big crowd?
Yeah, it's amazing. It's an incredible atmosphere, and we love to come here.
And finally, Max, I don't know how much you look into numbers, how much you are into history, world champion, and now you are the first driver ever to win 14 Grand Prix in one season. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, it's been an incredible year so far, so yeah, we are definitely enjoying it, and we'll try to go for more.
Well done. Enjoy. Thanks.
Now Marc Genet will talk to Lewis Hamilton, who finished in second for today's race. Oh no, don't do that. That's not correct. Don't boo. No, that's not correct.
Lewis Hamilton,
yes.
Second place. You were pushing
the
all
chairs
the way.
are better.
You were pushing Max. You were pushing Max at the beginning of the race. Did you think at some point that you could win that race?
Yeah, well, first, this has been an amazing crowd, and
hang on, that's fake.
Definitely a bit awkward
that's fake.
This time round. Boos all day, but nonetheless, I have so much love for Mexico. And
they're booing, they're not cheering.
Here.
That's fake.
And what a great race, an event that put on this weekend. I was so close, and I think in that first stint, but I think the Red Bull's just clearly too fast today, and ultimately maybe they had the better tire strategy.
About the tires, about the strategy, you tried the hard compound. We could hear you on the radio that it was difficult. What was the problem? Do you think the hard was not the right tire at that moment of the race?
Yeah, I'm not sure it was the right tire at the end. I thought we should have started on the soft, but yeah, obviously we had the opposite tire. It was okay in the first stint, but that hard tire was just an offset. So congratulations to Max, and it's great to be up here and separate the two.
Still, well done. You kept the pressure on the Checo, so well done for that second place.
Gracias.
And now, todos, Checo, Checo, ha sido increíble. Está con la familia. Checo. Felicidades, well done. What do you feel? What are your emotions? What are your emotions to be in front of 70,000 Mexicans here in Foro do Sol?
Yeah, I mean, I gave my best, you know, today at the start. Really pushed hard. Unfortunately, we had a little bit of a bad stop, which prevented us to undercut Lewis. And overtaking is so difficult. As soon as I got behind him, it was really difficult to follow. So I had to stay in third.
But still, I think a key point was the start. When you overtook Russell to be on the podium, do you think that was very important in turn 4?
Yeah, definitely. You know, given how difficult overtaking was today, I think that was key. You know, I thought we were going to be a little bit closer, but unfortunately it didn't work out for us today. But still, it's a good podium, and in front of this crowd, I really wanted more today. But third place still is a good day.
And finally, and I let you answer in Spanish. Did you, every lap you were passing by, they were just crazy, you know, shouting for you. How much did you see them close? How much did you feel them when you were driving the car? And as I say, you can answer in Spanish to them.
No, ha sido increíble, la verdad. Muchísimas gracias por tanto apoyo que me han dado este fin de semana. Son increíbles, sin duda la mejor afición. Gracias.
Disfruta, felicidades.
Right, rant time. I'm all for stopping booing in motorsport, hands down. But what Formula One just did there was disgraceful. The F1 TV teams, what they did there was disgraceful. The fans were booing Lewis Hamilton. We all know that. But F1 muted it and added a cheering track. That is not correct. That's a fake narrative that was just created there. Go on, Tom.
So I've had my conspiracy theory since Paul Ricard actually thinking that they at least levelled up the crowd noise compared to the thing. But what actual evidence do we have that they
just then
cut out the booing?
Just then. They were going, boo! Yay! All of a sudden. And then while they were cheering, Lewis has said, yeah, the boos have been all weekend. I mean, what boos? They were literally cheering.
Crowds do that, though, because they can boo and then a group of them, you know, change it around. So
I'm convinced that was fake.
I'd have to listen to it again before I make a proper judgment.
Here's the cool-down room. Probably some pre-scripted narrative with a voiceover from Big Finish or something. Here we go. NASCAR seem to have had the better race today, by the way. Well, all good. Does look like it was better for NASCAR here today.
I would love to have
Oh,
Will Buxton's or Conor Moore's response. That that NASCAR finish was just incredible.
It did look it. What happened at the end? What was something controversial, I believe?
No,
Yes.
so he basically, you know, back in the old days of like Forza, he used to wall ride to get around people.
Oh no, yes, I did know. Yeah.
He's done that.
Oh.
In fact, let me virtual camera it and I'll show you.
Yeah. Oh, we can't at the moment, can we? Because
can we not?
copyright.
Oh right, okay.
Yeah.
Never mind. Is it not fair use if we had criticism of you? I'll make sure to critique his driving.
I would have, but if it's on car camera, I think we can use it. I don't think we can use much. I'm not sure.
It's from NBC. I mean, technically it's a clip. Technically it's leaking. Okay, you know what? Let's not risk it.
Yeah, yeah, I don't know. I was thinking because I did use IndyCar's in-car footage a little bit at Sonoma, but I can't, or something. Mid-Ohio, I think. I can't remember. Oh, well, we'll leave it. Show me after.
Yeah, I'll send it you.
Lovely. Apparently, something's happened big time over there. Matthew says, we also aren't even talking about Max breaking the F1 record. Nothing's happened today. I mean, I'm sorry to waste 1 hour, 53 minutes of your time, everybody. That was a 1 hour, 50-minute Grand Prix we just had. That's how long of a race it was. We had 7 minutes and 36 seconds left when they crossed the line.
Felt like 12 hours, not 1 hour and 53 minutes.
Adjust your gains. I mean, you swap your levers around for handhelds. Hello, there you go. Here we go, podium ceremony now. That took a while. Onto the podium then. Lewis Hamilton won. Hang on, let's get this right, shall we? Sergio Perez, his 24th career podium in Formula One now, finishing in 3rd position. It's exactly the same results as it was last year. No joke. Exactly the same result. You just don't know. Yay, even his dad. We've watched 2021's Grand Prix by mistake. Are we live? Have we done the wrong race by mistake? Okay, so Perez 3rd again. Hamilton 2nd. This is the 2nd time in Formula One history that the same race results have been handed as Lewis Hamilton rises up from the ground because he's got Jedi abilities. Hamilton finishes 2nd, his 190th career podium in Formula One. And for Max Verstappen, his 76th podium in Formula One. Victory number 34, but most importantly, sits on top of his RB22, or what is it, the RB something or other, RB18, lifts up above the most dominant car in Formula One history, the most dominant driver in a single season in Formula One history, 14 wins in a season for Max Verstappen, 16 Grand Prix wins in 1 year for Red Bull. And in their honour, we'll hear the national anthem of the Netherlands. And now the Austrian national anthem for Red Bull. the official theme of Formula One 2022. Coming up there as well. I've run out of steam, guys. Not exactly the greatest race we've commentated on. I'm getting a bit bored of this, to be honest with you. Domination's one thing, but there's just no competition anymore. It's great to see, but it's one of those years. Big lift up. Max gets his winner's trophy. Then Constructors' Trophy go to Red Bull as well. Second place then for Lewis Hamilton. Third for Sergio Perez. What do you think, Tom? You're giggling. What have you noticed?
Oh, nothing. My mum walked his worried. I think I've got to hop out to do some homework.
Well, I'll tell you what. Give us 30 seconds and I'll let you go.
30 seconds. That works. Yes.
That'll go.
Carry on.
Because then I can turn the battle graph off it and go. I'll let you go during the when I do the results. So give us a second.
Yes, okay.
As they come up, Sergio Perez. Just listen to the cheers. The cheers around Mexico. There's his wife, his daughter and his son, his dad. And in Mexico City, it's party time! It's time for the fiesta! Calm in the background, champagne all around. Max Verstappen, the most dominant driver in a single season. 14 career wins, a new record. Hamilton second. Again, so close to that win. Will he kill him in Brazil? Perez in third. We'll hear from Josh in a second, but Tom's got to dash off. Tom, what did you make of the Grand Prix? What did you make of all this atmosphere?
I can't wait to forget it, to be honest.
I'm with you on that.
Awful. Let's be honest.
It was, but thanks to 2,260 people who've tuned in on YouTube and across US and over to listen into that as well. Tom, thanks for your company in the Grand Prix.
Thank you very much.
We'll see you later. Bye-bye.
See you later. Thank you. Thank you very much.
No worries. Let's take a look then at the session results then from this Grand Prix. It's Max Verstappen who takes victory with Lewis Hamilton second, Sergio Perez is third, George Russell fourth, fifth for Carlos Sainz, sixth is Charles Leclerc, seventh Danny Ricciardo, eighth is Esteban Ocon, ninth is Lando Norris. Rounding on the top 10 of the points is Valtteri Bottas. A great weekend for Bottas, constantly inside the top 10, one of his best of the year. Gasly was 11th, Albon 12th, Zhou 13th, Vettel 14th, Stroll 15th, Schumacher 16th, Magnussen 17th, Latifi 18th and 2 laps down in the end as well. Out of the Grand Prix though, definitely went Alonso and Tsunoda. Josh, coming to you quickly. If you want to check to your bigger screen for a second as well, then I can go to our normal screen as we take a look at what's up next as well in Sao Paulo, Brazil. Josh, just coming to you then. Race over and everything completed and done. Question, what did you make of that Grand Prix? One of the best, was it?
Yes, it was definitely the best Grand Prix of the season. It was an absolutely brilliant race. I absolutely loved it. No, I did not, but as I said in chat, and Grenville started it off, said it'll be no joke if it's the same time gap. The gap was 16.555 in 2021 and 15.186 today. Latifi was also 2 laps down last year, and Tsunoda also DNF'd last year.
Seriously, did we just watch the wrong Grand Prix? Like,
I think we did.
Have we accidentally put in the wrong tape? Have we commentated over the wrong Grand Prix? I mean, it's just
possibly.
That happened in 2012. Bahrain, same podium. Vettel took the win, and second was Raikkonen, third was Grosjean. And then a year later, it's exactly the same result as well on the podium. Oh, it's just insane. Right, Josh, thanks for that. I'll let you get off, and then, because it's only going to be a very quick wrap-up show because nothing happened, so I'll get through it quite quickly. Quick question, driver of the day. It's hard, isn't it, to think about it?
Can I say everyone, because nothing really happened?
Yeah, all right. I'll give you that one. Nothing happened.
If I had to choose someone, it would be Sergio Perez, just because it's Mexico.
Well, I hope that's not the last race we commentate of the season on USON, because I know NASCAR is ending next weekend. as well. And then after that, I think Matthew Owens and Matt White are taking over. So if this is the last time we commentate this season on USRN, I just want to say to all our audio listeners as well, from myself, from Megan, from Ian Birch, from Tom, from Nick, and from Josh, and everyone else in Synthal who's joined us across the Pantheon this year for Formula One on USRN, thank you very much for tuning into our coverage as well on USRN 1 and USRN 2. The next couple of races, I think Matthew Owens and Matt White will take you through them as well to the season closer. We will be back with you at round 2 of 2023. That will be the Saudi Arabia Grand Prix as well. But for Mexico City, party time begins. My thanks to you, Josh, as you're still in the box. That's it for us here on YouTube. Next time out, though, it's the Brazilian Grand Prix. Stay tuned on YouTube, though, because we've got the preview show coming up in 10 minutes' time as well. Thanks for your company. Well, Max Verstappen, 14 wins in a single season. Red Bull, 16 wins in a single season. That's a more dominant car than the McLaren MP44. That's a more dominant car than the FW14B. A more dominant car than the W06. Nothing can be more dominant. RB18, the best car in F1. Max Verstappen in a single season, a record breaker. Thanks to everyone for tuning in today. The wrap-up show will be next from us all here. Good night to you all.